a sinner, left my lover crying on the dance floor. I'm a sinner, I'm a sinner.
So welcome to Love at First Sight. This one was a request by a fan who said they wanted to be remaining nameless. Recommending you this. Go send it to me in Discord. I won't let you put a link in here. Just post it in Discord and I'll grab it. So this is the full game. This one isn't a demo. But we'll see if you guys like it to make it into a full Let's Play. I think somebody said this is the same guy who made, what was it, Butterfly something I did? But there was someone who said that that everyone would really like this. You can trust me when I say it isn't porn, about only thing you can trust me on. I trust you, Anarchy, but I'm also afraid of half the shit you send me. Dial Town is still one of the... Ooh! Woo, what did you find, Hada? Ooh, Hada, this looks nice. Oh, Itch.io. Let me grab it. If we don't do this one today, we will definitely do this one next time with everybody. That looks good, Hada. You guys can also recommend stuff from Itch.io. We have a Weird Web Games area. Alright, thank you, Hada, that we might do that one today. It's early in the morning. This path is... This is the path I always take to go to school. I normally have to hurry, but today I'm taking it easy. I had a little extra time to get out of the house, which is kind of unusual. The last game, everyone looked like high school kids. I'm imagining they were, but the game crashed on me, so I couldn't find out. I'm feeling good under the warm morning sunshine and cool morning breeze as I head to school. I do like the look of this one. Looks slightly familiar in style. I'm not in a hurry, but it doesn't take long to go to school. My house isn't right next to the school, but it isn't that far from it either. Even if I don't leave as early as I did today, I never have to run to get to school on time or anything. That's what I'm thinking as I change into my school slippers. I absent-mindedly climb to the stairs, heading to my classroom on the second floor. Hold on. No, that's too stretched out. 1 second, let me fix that. Again, I will put the sign of the actual game names when this goes up on, you know. I don't want it to look stretched out. Call me picky. If we have time today and we don't do the one Hada sent me, which we'll do tomorrow, I'll put up a vote for the next game if it should be Corpse Party or the one Hada sent. By the way, Hada, how long is that thing? If it's not very long, I might do it. I absentmindedly climbed the stairs, heading to my classroom on the second floor, class 2-2. I put my hand on my door to open it, and then I got on the floor and did the dinosaur. And then... Aw, I like the art. Oh, Maikon, good morning. I'm not doing that voice. Oh, Maikon, good morning. You're here earlier than usual. How unlike you. Her loud, ear-splitting voice makes me out of my morning daze. 10K words. No, how many minutes, not 10K words. What's the name of this game? I like the art. This is called Love at First Sight. It is a game you can buy on Steam. I have a version from off Steam that someone just sent me the direct files for. But if you do like this game, please pick it up on Steam and support the developers. I say that with most games. If you can't get them on Steam, look on Itch.io and other places. Her loud, ear-splitting voice shakes me out of my morning daze. Good morning, Akame. Can I change the style of the dialogue, I wonder? Nope. That's what's throwing me off, is this the way it's written. It's about an hour. Okay. I see you're getting a head start on being loud and obnoxious today. There's nothing wrong with being energetic. An overly spirited person is Tsunemi Akemi. I'm sorry if I butchered that, but it is really cute. I do like... The art feels familiar. I think we've done another game from this developer. She's always like this. The kind of person who's always going full throttle from the moment she wakes up until the moment she falls asleep. You're not energetic. You're out of control. But I guess that's what I should be expecting by now. Morning, Tomo. You know her better than I do, right? Does she have a volume knob? Ugh. I've always known Akemi for a long time, and I can say for sure that no, she doesn't. This is Ochaye... God, I'm gonna butcher the name. Ochaye Tomoyori. He's a zombie in contrast to Okemi's liveliness. So here's something I'd like to say. If you are a developer of visual novels and you're watching, having different styles for the letters is really good. And maybe being able to make it a little darker, like having that choice is a really good thing. I do like, by the way, the dialogue box for this. I'm just going to say. But like Akemi, his energy level is constant. He's lifeless all day, every day. Yeah, I've only known her for a little while, but I'm starting to realize that. You'll get used to it. I have watched Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. It's a weird movie because I kind of like parts of it, and other parts I kind of wish... I do hope we get a second one, because I want to know what happened to the others. I play Vimeo always with really opaque boxes because my eyes are bad. Yeah, I don't have my glasses on right now because I needed a break after running because my eyes were bothering me. But I have, and I've said this before, it's not something that I've ever hid. I have an issue with certain texts. I can't really read them. And this is the style of font, I guess, that I have a problem reading. So if I'm stumbling through it, forgive me, guys. We've also gone through quite a few right now. It was always kind of weird how... God, I wish YouTube would get rid of that fucking thing. Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of Christopher Robin being a whiny little bitch in it, but it was interesting. They're doing a bunch of other movies based on that kind of stuff, so I'm curious to see what that team does. I mean, considering they had no budget, some of the ways that movie did things was pretty good. It seems you like Japanese stuff. Do you also read mangas or watch anime or stuff? Yes. I actually have family in Japan. I grew up basically reading mangas. I have a whole bunch of mangas in Japanese. I've watched anime most of my life. Yes. I like Japanese stuff. I like Asian stuff in general. I like stuff from around the world in general. I'm more into horror. For those watching on YouTube after this is live, I'm answering questions. Yep. My mom spent quite a few years in Japan. What the fuck? Alexa's listening in on me, you creepy fucking thing. Do you have family in Mexico? Fuck no. No, not at all. I have family in Spain and Puerto Rico, though. I thought the second movie is in the making. Yeah, I believe they are making it. I liked, like I said, Blood and Honey. It's a weird kind of movie. If there's I can recommend a bunch of horrors. If you want a really silly horror movie that's really funny, and most people that are seeing most of my streams know this one, Benny Loves You is probably one of my favorite horror movies to be made in the last few years. Ma-kun, lately you've started treating me as bad as Tomo-kun. I'm just gonna go with the deeper voice for this. Is this really how you should be treating someone you've known for 2 months? Considering how annoying you are, do you really expect me to treat you any differently? Yeah, I've only known these two for about 2 months, though I've gotten pretty close to them in that time. I'm Fukunaga Mamoru. 2 months ago, I had to switch high schools because of my parents' work. Fall's almost over. I transferred in the middle of the season, and because of that, I was a bit of an oddity among the other students. I was really nervous at first, but luckily these two came along and we became friends. Why is everyone now... I'm now getting a bunch of DMs. Why are people asking me where my family is from? That's fucking weird. What's the game's title? Let me check the VM page. It's called Love at... Let me write it for you in the DMs. Somebody asked, I never planned to make my main channel into a visual novel channel. Excuse me. or do adult games. That's just something I kind of... Okay, so the story behind the adult games, because somebody is DMing me privately about this. Not you, Hada, somebody else. A fan requested me to do Princess Trainer, because they thought it would cheer me up after something that was going on. I enjoyed it, and since then, I've done them. And I continue to do the games because they're fun. I am surprised people like me doing visual novels, considering how much I slip up in reading and stuff. Because the way my brain works is... I have ADHD and a learning disability. So basically, my brain has already read most of this, or is just reading the end of the sentence. Because somebody's asking why I'm always slipping up on sentences. It's not on purpose, it's just kind of how it is. Some dev as teaching feelings. Butterfly affection! That's the one we've done! I've not done teaching feelings, that one I've got to do, but butterfly affection, that's the one I've done before. That was a good fucking game. That's why somebody requested this and sent it to me. Yeah, thanks to you. Hey, don't ignore me. Yeah, that's the voice she's gonna get. I can say for sure that Tomo is the real reason I'm comfortable here now. He doesn't take care of his appearance, and he's not the warmest person you'll ever meet, but he's pretty smart and ultimately a good guy. I learned how dependable he is quickly. It's about an abused child. I may not do that one then. Okay, ignoring me is now forbidden. You hear me? We might be ignoring her, but I guess I owe Akami as well. She does look like the frog girl a little bit from My Hero, you're right. The fact that she's so annoyingly loud is her only real flaw. I don't know any more. Somebody... Okay, I'll give her the Hermione voice for the person asking me privately. Aspiring her then. I muted my phone for the person threatening to text me. I've muted my phone. You can text me till the cows come home. I won't answer. Now my friends are getting involved on the stream. Lately, Akemi's been trying to get me to hang out with her and Tomo all the time. The two seem to balance each other out, but I'm putting my phone over here because of that threat. My phone seems to balance each other out, though it's not a perfect balance by any means. From what I hear, they've been friends since they were kids, though Tomo once told me she's basically just been following me around this whole time. Teaching feelings is definitely hardcore. If you can send me screenshots, I'll look at it, because I don't really like... I don't want to say I don't like dealing with abuse, considering what's in the comic, but... Things with kids is always one of those, is it adult, or if it's not, or is it not? Because I don't want to deal with something that's got kids that's adult. The bell rings. It's already time for homeroom. What's first period today? I'm not sending stuff on Discord. I send you. No, yeah, send me the VND page. It's what I meant. Sorry, I didn't mean send me the game. Holy shit, not if it's what I think it is, because that might get us both in trouble, especially with you being German. I don't want to potentially get you in trouble. Oh, I forgot the characters' names. Fuck. Math, our homework is due today. You did do it, right? I think Memori... I think that's our character. I've forgotten by now. Yeah, yesterday I finished with time to spare for a change. Was actually able to go to bed early because of it. Akemi is her, okay. Yeah, I said ignoring me was forbidden. Hey! Let me look at this. Hold on. This is gonna be the worst first episode if we continue it. Let me look. So now I know this. I've seen this site before. Give me a second, I'm doing some research. Oh, I feel like this is like a fucking 50% of I'm gonna get in trouble if I play this game. Whoa! Wait, is this? No, this can't. Did this get a... Is there an anime with the same... Oh. We may not be able to do that one. Is it just head patting? Is that the dirtiest thing in this game? Okay, she's in different clothes. Oh. Nope. you guys are sure this is a kid, right? Oh, boy. Nope. Lolly Hall. No. Nope. Not the one we're playing. This is fine. No, the other game by this developer. Nope. Dude, just stop. Anarchy, the fucking name of that game, was the perfect of timing. Yeah, I don't think we'll do the other one by this dev. We've done one of them that was really good, but that other one is an abort mission, yes. The morning lessons end and lunchtime begins. Lunchtime, time to eat. We move from our classroom to one farther down the hall. We're the only ones in here, and Akemi's thundering voice echoes in the empty classroom. The three of us have been coming to this empty classroom for lunch since I transferred to the school. On the menu for today is Salisbury steak. Awesome! Thank you for the bits. What are you, a kid? Come on. Could you at least lower the volume during lunch? Tomo, help me out here. Oh wait, is he Tomo? Okay, he's Tomo, so that should have been more normal voice. God, I need to pay attention to the game and stop paying attention to the chat rooms. After a moment, Tomo replies. What do you want me to do? Then he sighs and snatches Akemi's chopsticks from her. Hey! Then, as Akemi opens her mouth to protest, Tomo stuffs a piece of Salisbury steak into her mouth. She seems to have forgotten anything she wanted to say when the food entered her mouth, as she quietly chews it. Her mood improves a moment later, and her expression dissolves into the bliss as she chews. She really is an airhead. I'm not her keeper, you know. God damn it, which one is which? Could have fooled me. Who else could hold back that? Okay, so I need to remember. Tamori is him, so I should remember that. You think I can hold back a freight train? Okay, maybe not. Exactly! Akemi cries, spewing food everywhere, then realizing what she just did, she hastily closes her mouth and swallows. I'm the #1 most cheerful girl in town, Tsunemi Akemi-chan. If this wasn't Japanese, I'd die inside for saying that. And with that, she goes back to eating her lunch. I guess she can't... Oh, you motherfucker, it didn't work in muting. Damn it. He's gonna be texting me for an hour now. And with that, she goes back to eating her lunch. I guess she can't stay quiet for long, no matter what she's doing. The most cheerful girl in town? I don't think you have any competition for that title. No kidding. She's one of our school's celebrities. Tomo starts his own lunch. Seriously? One of? You mean there's more? Yeah, our high school has a lot of unusual students. There's a lot of rumors floating around concerning our school, it seems. Wow, what other kinds of celebrities are there? You don't know about any of them? Well, first there's... Tomo takes a quick glance at Akemi, but she seems to be lost in her own food-induced paradise. She's not even listening to us anymore. Well, there's a lot of them. If you really want to know, I'll tell you later. He doesn't want to talk about this in front of Akemi. I guess it's a touchy subject, but I'll make it a point to ask about it later. All done! You eat way too fast. Crap, I barely touched any of my own food while we were chatting. I should have started on my lunch while she had her mouth closed. I'm not gonna get another chance now. Hey, what were you two talking about? I was recounting the epic saga of how you won your fame. He seemed to be really interested in it, so I just wanted him to hear it from the source. Wait, what? Really? Sure thing, my cun. It took so much for me not to say something else. Really? Sure thing, Maikun. Do you want to hear about when I saved the town for the first time with my fantastic powers? I hadn't met Tomo-kun yet, and... No, I really don't want to hear about that. Come on, Tomo! A minute ago, you told me to take care of her, and now you're telling me to do it. I haven't even touched my food yet, so you're her friend for a bit. Without a second glance, he started eating his lunch in silence. Take these off so I can talk better. Maikun, are you listening? So anyway, my mom had gone out shopping and... No. You're the one who needs to listen. Man, how did I get roped into this? And so, for the rest of lunchtime, I got stuck listening to her story while I finished my lunch and gave her an occasional nod. School ends. Huh? Maikun, where's Tomo-kun? By the way, let me know if anybody wants any of the voices changed. I don't mind doing it. I had this quick moment of fear that my mic was muted. A Kemi calls out to me as I'm packing up my stuff. She rushed out of the classroom right when classes ended, and it seems she came back just as quickly. He said he had some things to take care of back at his place, and left a little early. What's up? Oh, really? Well, can you take this to the third room classroom for me? I promised to return this before the end of the day, but I've got a club meeting and I gotta go too, so... She hands me a small paper bag. It feels like it's got a book or something in it, and I sigh. Fine, I'll do it. Thanks a bunch. Give it to a student in class 3-2 named Yai Katashi. I'm counting on you. No sooner does she say that than she disappears once again. She just can't stay still, can she? I suppose I'd better get going, too. No telling how long this Yai person is going to be here for. I finish packing up and head to the classroom on the third floor. I arrived at the third-year student's classroom with a Kemi's package and look for the person I'm supposed to deliver it to. But some of the other students tell me she's stepped out for a bit. They say she'll be back sooner and that I can just wait here for her. But 10 minutes pass and she's still nowhere to be found. Maybe I should have one of the other people give it to her, and just go home. School's over, and most of the students have been at their club activities for a while now. While I'm waiting in the third-year classroom, the other students file out, and the school grounds slowly become devoid of life. The noise of daytime activities all disappear. I feel like I'm in detention. I want to go home already. Giving up, I leave the classroom and turn towards the stairwell. My classroom is on the second floor, so I usually don't spend any time up here. The layouts of the two floors are pretty much identical, but somehow I feel like this is some alternate dimension. Oh god, now we're playing Corpse Party again. And just as I'm about to descend the stairs, I start to hear what I think are sobs coming from nearby. I figured I was alone and had relaxed because of that. But the sudden sobbing catches me off guard and I freeze. I hold my breath, strain my ears. It's not my imagination. Someone nearby is crying softly. Hearing someone crying in an empty classroom building sounds like the beginnings of a horror story. What am I saying? This isn't a horror story. School might be over, but the sun hasn't even gone down yet. Finding someone else in the building isn't that strange. Well, I say that, but the situation isn't exactly normal either. The sobbing continues. It sounds like it's coming from the next floor up. It's quiet, but it reverberates off the narrow stairwell. It's definitely coming from the floor above me, though I didn't realize it until now. But this building only has 3 floors. The only thing above me is the roof, right? School's over. The door to the roof should be locked by now, but I can still hear the crying, so there's no way it could be coming from there. But if the door is locked, that means the way up there is just a dead end. I can't just walk up there to check, and I claim I happened to walk by. But before I can think it through, my curiosity has me turning around and heading up the stairs. I climb step by step. I climb up step by step the stairs as quietly as I can, though I can't help but make a little noise. As I get closer to the source of the sobbing, I begin to hear it more clearly. There's just one voice, and judging by the sound of it, it's a girl's. It feels like I'm climbing up 10 stories, but it only takes a few seconds, and suddenly I'm almost on the landing. I take the last step and turn towards the source of the crying. In front of me is a girl wearing our school uniform. She's lying against the door to the roof, sobbing. The girl hears me walking towards her and starts shivering as she turns her head towards me. Nothing up to this point has been out of the ordinary, at least until I saw her face. What the fuck? I turn around and quickly head down the stairs and pretend I saw nothing. The girl stares at me with her single eye, her face sopping wet from crying. And I don't mean that she was missing an eye. She literally had one giant eye in the middle of her face. Suddenly, she registers that I'm standing in front of her, and she jumps, drawing her limbs into her body. A bit of light reflects off the unwiped tears from her wide-open eye. I can tell by the way she's looking at me that she's terrified. Finding glasses must be hell. She's just wearing one giant contact. She's not the only one, though. Without really understanding what I'm looking at, I stare at her, unmoving, and she does the same. Oh god, it's a human! She's wearing our school uniform, but is she really a student here? No matter how many times I blink, a second eye doesn't suddenly grow on her face. I finally realize what I'm seeing is reality. Faced with this girl, who looks like she belongs in a fairy tale, I begin to panic. Strangely, though, I'm able to keep my fright from showing. This situation is so unreal. I guess my brain just refuses to fully acknowledge it. I heard crying that came from what was going on. Are you alright? Silence drags on, the harder it becomes to break it. I try to come up with something, anything to say, to force myself out of this stupor, but my mind is completely blank. At this point, anything is better than silence. It seems her mind is just as blank as mine. I work my mouth soundlessly a few times before finally spewing out the first thing that comes to my mind. Do you need something to wipe your face? Her uniform is black, so I can't tell if it's wet from her crying into it. She doesn't have a handkerchief or anything, though. I produce my own handkerchief from my pocket and offer it to her. I approach the girl sitting at the top of the stairs and give her the handkerchief, and once again she starts shivering in fear. She's looking at me like I'm some kind of monster. Am I really that scary? Isn't she the monster here? Thank you. I hold the handkerchief out stiffly for several seconds, then cautiously, oh so cautiously, she takes the handkerchief and wipes her face. Those are the first words she's spoken so far, but her trembling voice is so quiet that I almost don't hear her. I only transferred to this school about 2 months ago. I don't think I've seen you around. This definitely is the first time we met. Of course, I'm sure that if I had seen her before, her face would have been burned into my mind. There's no way I could forget what I'm seeing now. Should I ask her to give my handkerchief back? It's obvious from the way she's looking at me that she's still confused and afraid. We're not going to get anywhere at this rate. We must be in different classes since I haven't seen you around before. What grade are you in? I'm in class 2 too. Class 1 too? She actually gave me a proper response this time. She really is a student here. I guess not a monster or anything. Suddenly, it hits me that I've been sharing the same school and hell, the same world with this person all this time. Oh, 1 year lower then? Yeah. The conversation grinds to a halt again. I can't think of anything else to say. Actually, that's not true. I have a mountain of things I want to ask her, but all of it has to do with her appearance, and I'm hesitant to bringing that up. Time passes as I hurriedly try to think of something to say to fill the silence. What can I say? My mind's a total blank. Every heartbeat seems louder than the first, and the panic I thought I had subsided wells up inside my mind again. I don't think I can keep this up. Right, I have to get going. The girl looks like she wants to say more, but without another word, I turn and flee down the stairs. I head to the shoe rack, change my shoes, and start rushing home. I walk on a few more seconds after clearing the campus gates. Then I pause for a moment to take a deep breath. Jeez. It seems that the girl didn't follow me or even call after me. She probably is still sitting at the top of the steps in that desolate stairway. A cool wind is blowing as I walk home, and I gradually regain my composure. My heart is still racing, though. I think I'm going to feel uneasy about what just happened for a long time. I was really surprised. Maybe I still don't fully understand what I saw. I'll have to think about it some more. Was it fear? Was I afraid of her? No, there's nothing scary about some girl, even if she is. Honestly, I can't shake the thought that she might be some kind of monster, but she must be a human. The fuck? She must be a human student, right? I was definitely scared out of my wits at first, but I think if she wanted to hurt me, she would have done it. In fact, she's beyond harmless. She's as timid as a mouse. But if that's the case, why do I still feel uneasy? Is my mind just unable to accept that she only has one eye? No, that's not it. It's not like I was avoiding staring at her or anything. Actually, I don't think I could look away even if I wanted to. Whatever, it's not worth dwelling on. The fact that I'm not disgusted by her after all this means it's just pure surprise, right? Yeah, I think that's a reasonable conclusion. At any rate, I think it's safe to say anyone who saw her face wouldn't forget it anytime soon. As I'm thinking this over, I finally arrive at a familiar entry to my house. I was so absorbed in my thoughts, I guess I was on autopilot all the way home. I'm home. I think that's where we're gonna leave it, guys. If you want to see more, let me know. So thank you guys for watching. Oh, welcome home. You're a little late, aren't you? What were you doing? Akemi roped me into being her errand boy. She wanted me to deliver something for her. Later that night, I let out a deep sigh as I'm laying in my futon, unable to sleep. For some reason, I couldn't tell my mom about the one-eyed girl. It wasn't like it was a traumatic event or anything, but I almost feel guilty. At any rate, I can't stop thinking about her face. I know that if I don't fall asleep soon, I'm going to have to rush to school tomorrow. I try to forget about everything that happened today, but I just can't keep my eyes closed. She looked like she wanted to say something back there, but I panicked and ran away. I kind of regret not staying. I roll over in my futon several times, but eventually I come to a decision. I'm going to try and find that girl again. I feel like I should at least learn her name. Come on. Oh, we made her cry. Act 2, Have an Eye For. The next day, I try to clear my head as I'm walking to school, but I can't stop thinking about that girl. Should I leave class during the break to go look for her? It's going to be difficult to leave without a good excuse, though. Maybe when school's over, I'll go to where I met her yesterday and say I just happened by. But there's no guarantee she's going to be in the same place today. Besides, I didn't exactly handle that situation gracefully. Leaving her like I was trying to run away, it's definitely not the best first impression to make. I'll have to think of some excuse for going. Why did I even go to investigate her crying in the first place? I'm not even sure I know myself. Sorry. That girl. I don't even know her name. What should I call her? Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Before I even think of what to call her, I have to actually find her first. I'll ask her name, introduce myself, and that'll probably be good enough. She probably thinks I'm some kind of freak, but I guess that's fine. Maybe if I just talk to her, it'll lighten some of the tension between us. I look up to find that I've arrived at school. Looks like I was on autopilot again. I get inside, change my shoes, and head up to the second floor where my classroom is. As I walk up the stairs, I see something strange moving out of the corner of my eye. Peeking around the corner to the connecting hallway is a head of brown hair. It's the girl I've been seeing in my mind all morning. I seem to be the only one who notices her head popping out around the corner. She must think that pose will keep her totally hidden, as if she's in a manga or something, but she really just stands out, at least to me. She's moving her eye around frantically, and sure enough, she picks me out from within a sparse crowd. I'm so surprised to see her. All I can think is, why is the first-year student on the second floor, before she hurries up to me. Here. She hands me a familiar handkerchief. That's right, I'd totally forgotten I'd lent it to her yesterday. I take the handkerchief, which she folds neatly into a perfect square. I think she even washed it. Yesterday, thank you. As soon as she says this in her tiny voice, she runs down the stairs and vanishes around the corner. Hold on, wait! I can't stop myself from calling out, but morning bell rings, drowning out my voice for me. Ah well, I head to my own classroom. Lunch bell rings. I stash my book in my desk and bolt out of the classroom. I didn't even get to thank the girl for washing my handkerchief. I go to look for her to say what I wanted to earlier. I have a good excuse to talk to her now, but I can't let this chance slip away. I arrive at the end of the hallway, but instead of going down to the first classroom, I head up the stairs. I don't know for sure, but I think there's a good chance she's going to be up where I met her yesterday. Well, even if she's not, I can just look elsewhere. I get to the third floor and keep going, all the way to the stairs that lead to the roof. Hey. Huh? Just like yesterday, she's sitting on the same step at the top of the stairs. Seeing her shoulders jolt when she hears my voice, she looks up at me. Her mouth is opening and closing rapidly. She clearly wants to say something, but can't find the words. She's in the same position I was in yesterday, it seems. Thank you for washing my handkerchief. I didn't get a chance to say it earlier. Yeah. There's a lot of confusion in her voice. The fact that she's looking everywhere but at my face tells me she's not sure what to do. I'm obviously making her uncomfortable, but I'm not going to run away like I did yesterday. So, this is where you eat your lunch, huh? Do you mind if I join you? I say this as gently as possible as I notice the lunchbox she's got perched on her knees. That's a good place to put it, I guess. Yeah, if you're going somewhere during lunchtime, you're probably bringing your lunch as well. While we're talking, I take out my own lunch. Now that I think about it, I don't know if she has any other friends to eat lunch with. Oh, no. Her answer comes too quickly, and I wonder if she really means it. Her eyes keep darting wildly around the corridor in her effort to avoid making eye contact, and she begins to look even more nervous. Thanks, I'll just sit down on these steps. She didn't tell me to go away, at least. I take a seat next to her and unpack my lunch. This seems to startle her, and she leans away from me as if she's trying to escape. I sat next to her, but it's not like I'm that close to her. I'm a little offended. While I'm unpacking my lunch, I look her over casually as casually as I can manage. Up until now, I was fixated on her eye, but the rest of her appearance is pretty striking as well. Her head is covered in bandages, her hair is messy and unkempt, her uniform looks like it's been ripped apart and only partially stitched back together. I catch a glimpse of the skin on her shoulder and stomach, and it looks far from normal. I notice that she has bruises or maybe birthmarks, I'm not sure which, all over her legs, her neck and everywhere else I can see. The skin on her dainty limbs look white as a ghost. She doesn't look healthy by any standards. Okay, why do 90%? Yeah, it sucks when they do that kind of thing. Is that... Suddenly our eyes meet. I guess I was staring too obviously. Huh? We quickly break contact, but she keeps shooting me sidelong glances like she's worried I'll attack her or something. I'm clutching my chopsticks, but my lunch remains untouched. The long silence is getting uncomfortable. I try to strike up some conversation. Hey, come to think of it, I haven't even introduced myself. I'm Fukunaga Maru. What's your name? It's Usoi Sachi. Oh god, it's Sachiko, run. Sachi, huh? Nice to finally meet you. Nice to meet you. It looks like she's not too talkative, though I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I have to keep the conversation going somehow. Do you always eat lunch up here? Does anyone else ever come up with you or anything? Yes, I always eat here. No one else comes with me. Maybe that was too forward, but the fact that no one else comes up with her isn't too surprising. She's probably always alone. She shifts her attention onto me, watching me cautiously. Is she that afraid of me touching her? I see. So what do you do during lunch break then? Read, finish homework, a few other things. Really? What kind of book are you reading? I haven't really read any novels lately. Sorry. Sachi cries out abruptly, her voice rising like she's about to lose her mind. My lunch, I'm done, so, excuse me? No sooner does she say this than she scoops up her almost untouched lunch and runs down the stairs. I can't really chase after her with my lunchbox sitting open on my legs, so I leave her behind. I just been run out on. Okay, I see. Yeah. Is that good or bad? No, folk. I've just been run out on, and silence falls over the stairwell. I guess trying to force conversation like that backfired. Sachi only ever replied to my question with a few words at a time, but she kept looking over at me with her worried eyes. Did I really make her that uneasy? Oh no, it's fine. Okay. Is it that hard for her to open up to me? This girl seems to lead a very troubled life. I might not even be able to get close to her. No. Just because I had one unsuccessful experiment doesn't mean I should give up. Before, I thought that I'd be satisfied if I just spoke to her once, but now I have an overwhelming desire to get to know her. I have to become friends with her now, no matter what. I can't just give up. I have to keep trying. Yeah, well, being enthusiastic about it is one thing, but there's nothing I can do right now. I might as well eat my food. While I think of a way to meet her again, I finish off what's left of my lunch. But it's so quiet here now. I thought that no matter where in school you were during lunchtime, you'd be able to hear students' lively voices. But they barely reach this lonely place. It's like I'm in another world. The voices of the students talking down below are so quiet that the sound of my chopsticks clicking together, clicking against my lunchbox, is like a hammer on stone. Even the sound of my shirt rustling as I move is like a howl of the wind in comparison. How can she eat like this every day? As I close my empty lunchbox, I make up my mind. I absolutely have to become friends with her. That's weird. Why are you talking? Anyways. Oh, why is this? Okay, there we go. Returning to my classroom, I catch Tomo and Akemi just as they're finishing their lunches. Akemi is. Hold on 1 minute. It's gonna take me a second to get her voice. My voice is a little scratchy if you guys can't tell. Hey, where'd you go? The two of us ate our lunches together all alone. Come to think of it, I never said anything to them as I left. Oh, my bad. I finished my lunch too. Where do you run off to? Hey, have you guys seen a first-year girl with really an unusual appearance? What do you mean by that? A first-year girl with one eye. Ocular issues? Yeah, that's... Or, sorry, wrong voice. Which one was that? Okay. First-year girl with one eye. The ocular issue. Yeah, that sounds like her. What? What are you talking about? Something I don't know about? Oh, this probably isn't something you don't want to hear. It's not really a happy story. How rude. You shouldn't keep things from your friends. That's not what I meant, but... Anyway, why do you want to know about her? No reason. I just heard about her and got curious is all. Do you know her? Personally, no. I've seen her around, but I've never talked to her. As for what I've heard about her, I'm not sure if it's true or not. It might all just be baseless rumors. That's fine. Just tell me what you know. Are you sure you really want to know? Tomo looks side to side like he wants to make sure no one else is listening, even though the three of us are all alone in here. Yeah? Alright. He promptly turns away from me and stares to the floor. He looks as though he's staring into another dimension. Fine, but take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt. At a first-year student in class 2, female, named Uso something. I only remember her family name, but she only has one eye. Wait, one eye? You mean she lost one in an accident? She didn't lose one. She only ever had one, right in the center of her face. One big eye. What? You mean she was born that way? I don't know the details, but it seems that she was. I've only ever seen her from afar, but I really don't think that it's an injury. There's really a person like that in one of the first-year classes? I've never seen her or even heard about her, not once. Well, we are in a different year from her, but regardless, I'd guess she's trying hard to stay hidden, both from our other students and from herself. What do you mean? She's trying to stay hidden from herself. I told you it wasn't a happy story. Tomo takes a quick glance to Akemi. He seems worried to have said so much about Sachi around her, though it's not like I forced him to tell me. Yesterday, he avoided the subject for the school celebrities. Was that because he didn't want to talk about Sachi? That's all I've heard. But she does have a startling appearance. She's definitely not normal. Maybe she's creepy, maybe not. But you have to admit that at the very least, she's unusual. She's fascinating to some and scary to others. I'm sure there are plenty of more who find her disturbing. From what I hear, she's always covered in wounds. It's hard to believe they're all accidental, considering how many she has. So in that case, could they be from someone beating her up? If someone at her home is hurting her, I couldn't tell you, but there is a real possibility that she's being bullied at school. We must protect, right, chat? Could that be it? Before I wasn't sure what caused her injuries, but thinking back, what Tomo's saying makes sense. Doesn't anyone try to protect her? I told you all I know is rumors, not details, but there's another student who's also a little famous, and I think she's the one responsible for bullying the girl. It's not Rui-chan, is it? This catches me off guard. Akemi, normally so loud. I wish you had said that before. Speak in a hushed tone. So, reminder to everyone, these are all being done basically as cold readings. Now that I think about it, she's been normally quiet the whole time Tomo's been telling us about Sachi. I always figured Akemi would be the first to denounce bullying whenever she sees it, but... Do you know her? I wouldn't say we know her, per se. We just ran into her several times during middle school. Doesn't that mean they know her? Akemi seems to be staring into space now, thinking. Anyway, whether or not we know her doesn't really matter, but yes, the alleged assailant is this girl, Sadakawa Ryu. I've heard that she's from a well-off household and was pampered growing up. As a result, she's very self-centered. That's the impression I got when I first met her, but they probably are more to it than that. She's really popular among the other students as well, but also contributes to her behavior, or at least I think so. I see. Thanks for telling me. I can find out the truth for this on my own later on, but I think I'm starting to understand more of the situation now. So, what do you think of this one-eyed girl? As Tomo said, the fact is that Sachi is very unusual, and I'm curious to know what he thinks about her. Depending on his response, I may have to change my plans. I just told you what I think, so tell me, what were you doing during lunch? Why are you so concerned about this? I didn't plan on hiding it, but I guess I couldn't have anyway. Tomo seems to understand what I'm getting at. I can't fool you. You made it too obvious. As I said before, I only have trivial information. You shouldn't judge a book by her cover, so to speak. I haven't concerned myself with her until now because I didn't have any reason to. That said, if you want to help her out, you've got my support. See ya, Crash. Thanks for stopping by. I see. Well, thanks. I didn't think there'd be any problems, but still, I'm glad Tomo's so eager to help. I keep my face expressionless. But I breathe an internal sigh of relief. Wait. Did you actually meet this girl, Mai-kun? Akemi quickly returns to her previous loud demeanor. Yeah, I did. No fair! I want to make friends with this girl too, Mai-kun. Introduce me! Yep, Akemi's back to her old self. The way she was acting before was so unlike her. She seemed worried when Sadakawa and her bullying came up, but now it's like she wasn't even here for that part of the conversation. At least I don't have to worry about Akemi being nice to Sachi. If they ever did meet, she's so damn friendly. I'm not sure how I would do that. I mean, I'm not even really friends with her. Come on! What are you trying to say? I mean, it's just... She's not used to talking with people, and I think talking to someone like you would really overwhelm her. What's that supposed to mean? You don't want me to meet her? That's definitely not fair. It's because your voice is capable of leveling buildings. Hey, come on! It's not like I'm going to be giving a speech to a huge audience. It's not exaggeration to say I'm kind of professional at having super relaxed conversation with guys, girls, kids, and even dogs, cats, and lizards. What? I read that entire sentence. What? Okay. Give me a second. It's definitely an exaggeration. You are intimidating with that loud voice of yours, and that meeting is going to end with that girl running away in tears. That's right. I know these two are good people, and as much as I want to introduce them to Sachi, I don't think suddenly coming up with 2 more people is a good idea when she barely even knows me. Boo! What about Tomo then? I don't think that would work either. Don't you think she'd be just a little scared of 2 guys she doesn't really know walking up to her and starting to talk to her? She pouts at Tomo. He's right. I don't exactly have the friendliest face. Safest if you just meet her with your own for a little while. It's true. He's really tall and he's always has somewhat of a strange look in his eyes. I'd probably scare her enough all on my own, but if I brought Tomo along, she'd probably scream and run away. Sorry, you two. Fine, I get it. I'll give you a little while. But someday you have to introduce us. Promise? Sure, I promise. Good luck. If you need help, just ask. Thanks. If it comes to that, I'll gladly take your offer. I like this one so far. I feel like this is going to get really sad, though, everybody. So prepare for that. I feel like it's going to get sad. I do love the animations. Act 2. Have an eye for... Why did it restart what? I don't know how messed up because I was already warned that this would be safe for Twitch. So I'm not sure how messed up it could get. The next day, lunch. I'm going to try to find Sachi again today, but first... Alright, I need some help, but let's make it quick. We're holding a war council, so we're finishing up our lunches. Welcome to all of our raiders. Quick it is. What do you think is the best way to become friends with her? What makes you think I know? Okay, no, not just her. I mean in general. How do you make friends? Didn't you have any friends at your old school? Well, yeah, but... Then you should know, shouldn't you? No, it's not like I had to try to make friends. I just became friends with some people without even realizing it. I guess that's why I need advice. That's kind of what happens to everyone. Okay, my turn now. Akemi, who'd been silent up until now, suddenly shouts, startling me. Honestly, I don't think she'll have any useful advice on the subject, but I want to eat my lunch, so I stay quiet and let her talk. My con, the answer's simple. You just have to remember when you first met us. It's a little depressing if our first meeting is the only frame of reference she has. When I met you? Yeah, because we became friends pretty easily. Of course, it's not like you could resist my fantastic charm, but still. No, at the time I was thinking these guys are weird and I only got to know you out of morbid curiosity. Yeah, that's how it usually goes. What? That's mean. The fact that you're able to get along with us nerds means you're also weird, doesn't it? I'm not denying that. No denying it. I don't know what you're so worried about. You're more sociable than me, and not as loud as Akemi. Why are you guys always ganging up on me? Anyway, the point is that you don't want to scare her away, right? I think that was put on the wrong person. Yeah, pretty much. You're ignoring me again. Don't do that. And you were just going to find her today, right? Yeah, I'm planning to, but I want to eat my lunch here. Last time I met her, having food with me just got in the way. Besides, I don't want to spend the entire lunch break with her and leave these two hanging. Are you sure you can stand being away from us? Sometimes I think this guy can read minds. He really doesn't look it, but he does care about other people. I think I'll manage. I'm more worried about leaving you alone with Akemi. Don't remind me. I do like having someone else around who can keep this fool in check. What did you just call me? I wonder if I should even go. You sure you can keep her in check on your own if I'm not here? Then again, Sachi should be finishing up her lunch soon. I've been finishing up my own lunch in a hurry, as we were talking as well. Since Sachi's eating alone, she probably won't take long to finish her food. Sachi? Is that the one-eyed girl? Come to think of it, I don't remember her whole name. Oh, right. Usui Sachi. Sachi, huh? Well, she'll be Sa-chan then. When you finally introduce her to me, I'll call her Sa-chan. That reminds me, when I first met Akemi, she immediately gave me the nickname Maikun, and she didn't seem to care that I'd only known her for about a minute. Not that I dislike her, but the speed at which she gets close to people is a bit unsettling, to say the least. You're deciding on a nickname for her before you even meet her? Well, I'm not the one who's going to meet her. Maikun, hurry up and introduce her to us so I don't have to worry about befriending her on my own. Yeah, I get it. In that case, I'd better hurry so Akemi doesn't have to think too hard and risk shorting her brain out. My brain isn't going to short out. Hey, wait a minute. Get back here. Good luck. Thanks. I glance at the whining Akemi before packing up my lunchbox and leaving the classroom. Of course, there's no guarantee I actually will find her. Sachi is probably just finishing her lunch by now, and I'm sure she'll go somewhere else when she does. There's also the possibility she chooses to eat somewhere else in order to avoid me. I guess I won't know until I go there. Alright, she's here after all. Same place, same frightened look. Hey, how's it going? Hello. She's on guard again. She's on guard again this time? Is she on guard again this time? She seems calmer than she did yesterday. It looks like she just finished her lunch. Her lunchbox is closed. Now what do? I suppose I should think of something to say first of all. I'm not trying to scare you or anything. I just want to be friends, you know? Friends? Her darting eye tells me that I didn't have to tell her that I don't have her trust yet. The only thing I can tell for sure is that she's suspicious of me. I need another drink. Yeah, do you not want me here? You don't have to leave, but... In that case, can I talk with you for the rest of the lunch break? Okay. Great. She hasn't rejected me yet. Alright, thanks. I sit down on the stairs next to her. Same as yesterday. What were we talking about yesterday? Oh, right. Something about books? Yeah, books. You like reading books, right? Do you read manga and stuff? I like reading novels. Mostly just novels. I see. So you don't like manga then? No, I like them. It's just, I don't have any money for manga and novels either. I borrow books from the library, the school library, I mean. They don't have manga. So that's it. Hey, if you want, I can lend you some of my manga. I have a few novels too, not just manga. But I figure that she'd be more interested in what she hasn't gotten as much of a chance to read. Huh? Are you sure? Yep. What genres do you like? I mean, I don't have a ton, but my collection is not too small either. I could lend you some of my favorites. Is it really okay? You shouldn't go out of your way for me. I said it's fine. It's really not a big deal. I'm just happy to have something in common. I see. Thank you very much. If you have something you want to read, let me know. So what genres do you like? Any genre's fine, besides scary stories, or painful ones. Horror is no good then? You don't have a favorite genre then? Oh, sorry. There is no reason to apologize. Alright. The book you were reading yesterday, what was it? Can you let me see it? Oh, this? She points to the book she had laying beside her. It's a science fiction book. Sci-fi? You don't look like you'd be interested in that sort of thing. I read those too, actually. I really don't care about genre. If it's interesting, I'll read it. Anything that's interesting is good, right? This looks like a good book. Anyway, I'll try to choose some I think you'll like. Why don't I bring some of the ones I usually recommend to people? Okay, I'd really appreciate that. Yeah, no problem. By the way, how was this book? I've heard of it before, but I've never actually read it. It's, okay, I guess? There's a lot less tension between us now than there was yesterday. Her voice is still shaky and afraid, but it's like she's becoming a lot more comfortable with me. She may not be used to talking to other people, but it doesn't seem like she's opposed to a good conversation. Then the bell interrupts us. Time to go already, huh? But at least I was able to talk to her more. That's something to be happy about. Oops, we should get going. Right. The two of us stand up and start heading down the stairs. Come back here tomorrow, okay? I'll bring the manga I promised. Oh, okay, Mamoru-senpai? Yeah? I stop at the steps and turn back toward Sachi. Her voice is so quiet that it's hard to hear over the sound of her footsteps. I'm really sorry. Really, I don't mind lending out one or two books. It's not that. Coming up here to talk to me, What is she getting at exactly? Usually when people offer to do nice things for you, you say thanks, not sorry. Not that you have to bow or anything like that. Actually, I should be thanking you for talking to me. Sorry. There you go again. Sorry, I mean, thanks. Thank you. Yep, glad I could help. We're descending the stairs as we talk, and before I know it, we're at the second floor where my classroom is. She's got one more floor to go since she's a first-year student. Alright, this is my stop. See you tomorrow. Sure, tomorrow then. We go our separate ways. Sachi goes to the first floor while I return to my classroom on this floor. Yeah, I do the sorry thing a lot too. Well, I did it. I only just met her, but surprisingly, we actually made a promise to meet up again. It's only a day, but I feel like we've gotten much closer. While I'm in my afternoon classes, I think about what kind of manga I should lend to her and try to remember what's on my bookshelf. And then the next day, that's where we're gonna leave it, guys. So we'll continue tomorrow. Thank you all for joining me for today's stream. You guys are awesome as always, and if you're watching on YouTube, please. And then the next day, morning, I entered my class and noticed that Akemi and Tomo are already here. They both seem very confused as they look from me to the paper bag I'm holding. What, Mike-kun, what's that? Are you opening a store? I was talking with Sachi a bit yesterday, and I told her I'd lend her some manga. I think you brought a few too many. Tomo sounds more surprised than anything. Yeah, I think you're right. The medium-sized paper bag I brought along seems to be sagging under the weight of the manga inside. Didn't you notice how heavy it was when you tried to lift it? I guess I didn't somehow. Is Sachan an Amazon or something? She's gonna have a hard time carrying a bag home otherwise, you know. I'm starting to worry about that myself. I don't think it'll be impossible for her, but it probably will be hard. Don't you think it would be better to give the books to her a few at a time? I guess so. I'll let her borrow them all eventually, I suppose. Aside from that, though, I've got something more urgent I need to take care of right now. I quickly turn to Akemi and bow my head. Huh, what's up? please let me see your homework. You didn't do it? This is the second time today I've heard Tomo sounding surprised. That's a new record, I think. No, yesterday I was looking through my bookshelf trying to find books I could lend to Sachi. I was flipping through each book to determine whether or not it would be good for her, and well, that's all I ended up doing all last night. You're saying you spent the whole day reading manga instead of doing your homework. I suppose that's it in a nutshell, so yeah. So Kemi, help me out! Incidentally, there's a reason I'm asking Kemi. Despite the fact that she's kind of an airhead personality-wise, she's actually a really good student. I wouldn't say she's smart exactly, but she does seem like the studious type. That's not to say that Tomoyori's grades are bad or anything, but it's easier to ask a Kemi than him. Well, I guess I have to. I'll think of it as an investment into my future rendezvous with Sachan. Wait. Don't put weird obligations on me. No, I'm just setting the table so I can meet her sooner. Setting the table? We're not going out to eat. So you don't want to see my homework then? I'll concentrate wholly on the work. Let me see something really quick. Because it is really hard to read that. I want to see if there's a way. Alright, I wanted to see if I could fill in the text area. So we do have another visual novel, like I said, that we will be doing on Tuesday. I think you guys will like. I will concentrate wholly on work at hand, so please allow me to see it. Okay. Very nice. Okay. Lunchtime. Before I can think of which books I'm going to lend her, I have to haul all the manga I brought up to the stairway to the roof first. Hey, what's up? Oh, hi, Maru-senpai? What's that? Her gaze shifts onto my paper bag. Does it really stand out that much? I picked up some manga for you to read, but I guess I brought a few too many. There's a lot. There are a lot. Do you walk to school? Yes. I thought you might. I brought 2 or 3 different series, so go ahead and pick out what you want to read. You can take a few at a time. I don't want to overload you. Sorry. Nah, I'm the one who should apologize. Anyway, check these out. Okay. The bag crinkles as I dig my hand into it, and I pile up a tower of manga on the steps. Sachi curiously extends a hand toward the tower, but she looks like she's about to commit some grave sin. I guess she's never borrowed manga from anyone before. She looks scared for some reason. But she starts to sort through them, and she's reading the summaries and flipping through the pages of the books. Her expression loosens up little by little. This one looks really interesting. Oh, I saw a bunch of copies of this one lined up at a bookstore a little while ago. This one, if I remember right, they say they're going to make it into a movie. So, did you find one you like? Yes, they all look so interesting. I can't decide. This one, and this one. No, this one. I wait patiently as Sachi begins to fidget restlessly, turn her head to me for guidance. There's no hurry. Pick whichever one you want. The bell drowns out my sentence. More time had passed than I realized. Sorry, okay, I'll take this one and this one. Hey, are you doing anything after school, or are you going right home? I'm going right home. I can help you carry them to your house after school, or after class. Wait for me at the school gate. Uh-huh. I hastily pack the manga back in the bag, and before she can say anything, I'm already heading down the stairs with the bag in my arms. Just before I turn the corner, I catch a glimpse of Sachi and say, "See you after school." Wait, senpai. Having more or less forced this onto her, I leave the shaken Sachi and return to my classroom. After school. I leave the school building carrying the heavy paper bag. I have no idea how far Sachi's house is from the school, but it wouldn't be right to make her carry all this home. Come to think of it, I don't even know where her house is. I don't know what I'm going to do if it's far in the opposite direction from my own home. No, I agree to do this, so even if it is in the opposite direction, I'll go all the way there. I really didn't think this through, though, did I? Now that I think about it, it's like I'm tricking her into showing me where her home is. Isn't it kind of creepy if someone you've only known for a few days finds out where you live? What if she thinks I'm a creep? As I'm thinking about this, I leave the gate and survey the area. Where's Sachi? I suddenly worry that she's lost, left without me. I guess I was too pushy. I didn't even wait for her to agree to let me walk her home. If she decides to go home on her own, it wouldn't be out of place, and I would have no right to complain anyway. If that's the case, wouldn't she have come to my classroom to give me back my manga first? Senpai? No sooner did I hear her voice than I realized she's standing next to me, looking up. Where the hell did she come from? She really did sneak up on me. Shall we go? I look over and confirm that it is in fact her next to me, then watch as she quickly leaves the campus, staring at the ground with an uneasy expression. It seems like she wants to avoid being seen. I continue after her, hauling the heavy paper bag with me. About 10 meters on, we turn down a narrow side road, and she slows down to more normal pace before turning to look at me. She seems to have forgotten what she was about to say. Sorry for forcing you to do this. You must think I'm a jerk. No, you're not a jerk. I wouldn't go that far. I think I should go home alone. I don't want to cause you any trouble. I seem to think about it a bit before thrusting the manga-filled bag at Sachi. She hurriedly... Excuse me. I'm getting the hiccups. She hurriedly throws... Move. Nope. Let's try this again. Fuck. Long. She hurriedly throws her arms to try to take it. As I try to take my hand off the... yeah, hiccup. As I try to take my hands off the bag, Sachi falls. Shut up, chat. We can out the game again. As I take my hands off the bag, Sachi falls forward under its weight. The bundle of books lands with a deep thump as it hits the ground. Yep, turns out she isn't an Amazon after all. See, that's too heavy for you, isn't it? That's why I'm carrying it for you. If you don't hate me, though, you should say so. If you do hate me, though, you should say so. I pick up the bag of manga again. But isn't it going to be a pain for you? Nope. If it was a pain, I'd tell you. Don't worry about it, Sachi. Aren't I the one being a pain here? If you think about it, isn't following someone I barely know to her house kind of rude? No, I don't mind if you follow me to my house. Really? Well, I'm glad then. So, which way is your house? This way. Alright, let's get going. Oh, okay. The two of us start walking to a steady pace side by side. Sachi takes her short steps, but since I'm weighed down by heavy books, I match her speed perfectly. What's up? Which way is your house? If it's in the opposite direction, I mean, if that's the case, I can carry the manga on my own. Interesting, Sachi started talking to me on her own? That makes me strangely happy, even if it's only a minor thing. Maru-senpai? No worries. This isn't the street I usually take, but my house is in this direction. What street do you turn on? I don't turn, or I mean, the street changes, but basically, I head in this direction the whole way. I see, that's good. My house is pretty much straight ahead, so we're probably right in the same neighborhood. Does it take long for you to get to school? I think I'm pretty close. It doesn't take too long or anything. Is that so? Cool. isn't that heavy? I think I can help you carry it. I'm telling you, it's fine. I did drag this all the way to school from my house this morning, you know. Oh, okay, sorry. Come on, I'm the one who invited myself to come along with you, so there's nothing you need to apologize for. You're not doing anything wrong. Well, okay, thank you. No problem. Anyway, tomorrow's the weekend, isn't it? Don't worry about rushing through the books just to get them back to me. You have plenty of time after all. Yeah, I guess so. Thank you. The two of us lapse into the silence for a little while as we continue on. On the way, I notice something. Even though we're generally headed in the same direction we were when we started, Sachi keeps changing streets. I think it's because she's avoiding streets with lots of people on them. On top of that, whenever we get to the end of a street, she bows her head as she walks, looking down at the ground. Hey, is your house on the other side of the shopping mall? I want her to stop looking down, so I try to strike up some conversation again. No, we're not going that far. It's just a little further from here. We should be able to see it soon. I see. My house is a little ways behind us. It's a different street, but we really are in the same neighborhood. Oh, really? That's my house over there. She points to a house a little ways ahead of us. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, this is your place, huh? We arrive at the solitary, small, nondescript house. Thank you very much. I can take him up to my room from here. Okay, sure. I gently hand her the manga, being sure not to drop it into her arms this time, then... With a metal clack, the door to Sachi's house opens. Surprised, the two of us turn toward the sound. The woman who comes out stares back at me for a moment, but she quickly focuses on Sachi, narrowing her eyes. Aunt Mayumi, are you going out? Sachi looks like she's about to cry as she lowers her head, trying to avoid looking at the woman. The person Sachi referred to as Auntie Mayumi is a slender woman with perfect posture and two normal eyes instead of one giant one. Yes, something urgent's come up at work, Sachi. Who is this boy? She looks me over from top to bottom, her face grave and unsmiling, and her eyes creep onto the bag I gave Sachi. She's beautiful, but her stare is so icy, it sends shivers down my spine. This is from school, a student? Sachi's voice is tiny, and she bows her head again, flustered, and I'm not sure if the woman can hear her. Should I try to point that out? She turns to Sachi, but before she can speak, I open my mouth. Hi, I am Fukunaga Maori. I recently transferred schools. I met Sachi a few days ago. I came with her so I could carry a bag of books and mangas I'm letting her borrow. I try to say this as politely as possible, but I'm probably talking way too quickly. I see. Thank you for doing that for her. Maru-kun. Her speech is polite, but she says this with a very flat tone. It's hard to tell what she's thinking. Of course. Now I must get going, Sachi. Since you're late, you'll have to eat alone. Okay. With that, the woman rushed out of the house. I watch her leave for a bit until she turns the street corner, but she never looks back this way. A family member, eh? You called her your aunt? Yeah, my mother's sister. I'm living with her right now. I see. I want to ask about her family situation, but swallow the thought and ask what I think is more important. That woman, your Aunt Mayumi, does she treat you badly? Huh? Oh, no, not at all. I can't really seem to get close to her, though. Oh. I don't know if Sachi's bad at telling lies or not, but it doesn't seem like a lie, at least. She might be getting her injuries from being bullied at school, after all, but without knowing how her family treated her, I couldn't be sure. Okay, I'm going home. You can return the manga whenever. Oh, sure, really. Thank you so much. See you next week. Yeah, see you. Sachi hoists the bag of manga up with a grunt and heads inside. After making sure she made it inside all right, I start walking toward my own house. I'm worried that her relationship isn't coming along as well as I had hoped, but at least it doesn't seem like she's being abused by her family. At any rate, I think we've gotten a little bit closer than we were before, I smile as I think about that. So we begin Act 3. The next day, Saturday. On the days when we don't have school, I usually hang out with Tomo and Akumi. Today, though, it seems Akemi's busy, so instead I'm taking Tomo's house, browsing through his books. Tomo has a minor collection of pretty interesting manga and novels, and it's not too unusual that we'd hang out in his room every now and then. Is Akemi still doing things with her club? Ballet club, right? Nah, she's at a birthday party for some third-year student she knows. Man, she's got a big network of friends. It's because she's both adventurous and kind-hearted. She does have that kind of personality, but she's also pretty and she's good at studying and sports. That's probably what makes her so popular. Probably. Isn't she bothered by that? If she is, I've never heard her say it. As usual, he doesn't go into detail. The fact that he only replies with such non-committal answers is aggravating, so I try to probe him for more. Aren't you two going out? What's that supposed to mean? No, I'm not mocking you or anything. The way you two are so close, I honestly thought you were going out at first. We've just known each other for a long time. Do you want to? Who cares, anyway? What about you? It looks like you've got a crush of your own. It's pretty unusual for Tomo to change. Hold on. Alright, I will have to end the stream soon. This is pretty unusual for Tomo to change the subject so bluntly like that. Pointing that out might be bad, though, so I let it slide. How can you think I have a crush on Akemi? Not her. Don't you have a thing for the one-eyed girl in the first-year classes that you're trying so hard to become friends with? You mean Sachi? Indeed, getting close to the girl with no friends who's bullied at school. If you're not doing it out of Akemi levels of random kindness, poking your nose into that girl's business is only going to cause more trouble. What are you trying to achieve? Do you have a crush on her or something? No? Come to think of it, I never considered why I want to get closer to Sachi so badly. Maybe I just want to get involved. Maybe I just got involved because I pitied her, like Tomo said, rather than out of kindness of my heart. Oh, hold on a minute, guys. Bubba, you okay? He's chasing bunnies. Okay, I thought he was crying because he had to go out. He's chasing bunnies in his sleep. Oh, he woke up. Hold on. We might have a guest. I guess you don't even know yourself. Feeling uneasy with the silence I created between us, I blurt out the first thing that comes to my mind. Can you guys hear him? You're probably right. I suppose there's no need to answer like that, though. So anyway, what's going on with her? Oh, I ended up walking back to her house so I could give her the manga all at once. To her house? That's pretty daring. Hold on. You awake, baby? Good morning. 1 second, everybody. You might hear a guest. Good morning. Oh, come on. Good morning. Yeah. I'm doing a thing. I'm doing a stream. Good morning. Hi. You want to be in my arms? Hi. You see that? That's called a microphone. No, you don't eat the microphone. Don't lick the microphone. You being a good boy? You being a good boy? Okay. Let's go ahead and finish. Alright, let's try to finish this, guys. Kiwi, you want to be in my arms? Mwah. Okay, Kiwi. To her house. That's pretty, daring. It's very hard to do this with a puppy in your lap. Mwah. I got a kiss. After that, I tell him about the time I spent with Sachi so far. Don't eat the mouse. Even though I was a little hesitant when I started. What was that? Don't eat my face. Can you guys hear him? What? Oh, you want your Kirby blankie? I can't go get your Kirby blankie right now. Even though I was a little hesitant when I started, as I go on to... Can you guys hear him yawning? He's yawning right into the microphone. He's so silly. Let me try this line again. He's licking the microphone now. Oh, can I finish this? Can I finish? Cry? What? Even though I was a little hesitant when I started, as I go on telling Sachi's story, I reflect on all and realize I've actually been having a good time. It's not like we did anything especially fun, but I have enjoyed talking with her. Still, am I really doing this because of some kind of crush on her? It is really hard to play this right now. But I feel like it's not an easy question to answer, so I try to shake it off my mind. It's not like I need an answer right now anyway. Hi. What? You have a crush on Sachi? You have a crush on Sachi? Is Sachi yummy? Oh, what? You want to eat my hands? You want my fingers? Yeah, you want my fingers. I know, you want to go out soon. You just woke up, so you gotta go potty soon. I think it might be best if we leave it here, guys. We have a very cute puppy that needs to go walkers, and that takes a while with a puppy. What? You want to say bye-bye to everybody? Let's see if I can get him to say bye-bye to everybody. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks for watching. Sorry for this short video. Monday, the beginning of school week. I normally have to drag myself out of the house, my brain heavy with gloom and drowsiness, but today I'm feeling a little different as I walk down the street. Usually I make a beeline towards school, but instead I'm straying from my normal path to take another nearby street there. It's not like it's a big loss of time, but since the fastest way to school is to go straight ahead from my house, I don't usually use this road. Of course, it's not like I'm just choosing to go this way for no reason. I can go faster if I take the streets without many people on them. And of course, even if it's unlikely, I thought that if I go this way, I might... As I walk on, I see a figure ahead of me. The torn uniform, the messy hair, the slim build, and of course, the bandages on her head. There's no mistaking who it is in front of me, Sachi. I speed up to catch her and nudge her shoulder. Hey, morning. Sachi turns toward me with a startled look on her face. No doubt from my sudden appearance. I guess I should have expected that kind of reaction. Oh, Mamoru-senpai, why are you here? Sorry for sneaking up on you. My house is right near here. I mentioned that, didn't I? The route I normally take is just one street over. Oh, really? Yep, and I took this street hoping I'd see you. I didn't think I'd actually would, though. Do you mind if I walk to school with you? No. It doesn't really show in her expression, but I think I hear a little excitement in her voice. Might just be my imagination, though. How was your weekend? Did you read some of the manga I lent you? Oh yes, I already finished parts of the 2 series you lent me. Both of them are really good. Her tone is uncharacteristically lively. She's wearing a cheerful expression I've never seen until now, but her good mood kind of rubs off on me too. I'm glad then. I thought I should return the books I'm already finished with, so I brought them with me today. I said you could take your time, didn't I? Are you sure? Of course. What should I give you next? Oh, actually, which of those did you like best? Both were good, but I liked this one the best. The one with the boy who can see ghosts. As we continue walking and talking about manga contents, the school comes into view. Sachi has been fairly talkative on the way here, holding an actual conversation with me. Carrying all that manga for her was definitely worth it if it made her that happy. We're already here, huh? I usually walk to school alone, but this is more fun. Yeah. While we were walking, she was still keeping her eye out for people, but I noticed that she was mostly focusing on me. As we enter the school where there are prying eyes, however, she starts keeping her head down and walking on the side of the path to try and stay out of sight. Isn't there at least some way I can help her feel more comfortable? If I have time, I think I'll take the same street again today. If you're lucky, maybe we can go home together again, as long as you don't mind, that is. I don't mind or anything. I like being able to talk with you, Senpai. Really? I'm glad to hear it. Oh, I need to change my shoes. 1 sec. Right, me too. Looking ahead, Sachi suddenly slows her pace and hides behind me as much as she can, like she's trying to disappear. I shift my gaze in the direction she was looking and see a lone girl passing in front of the first-year shoe rack. Her hair is dyed blonde and she's wearing a short skirt. Even though we're a ways away from her, I can see the sour look on her face. What, is that the Sadakawa chick? I can read. I ask this quietly as I look over my shoulder while still trying to keep Sachi hidden. You know her? No, I've only heard rumors about her. As I'm working out how to talk about this with Sachi, the bell rings. The girl who I'm pretty sure is Sadakawa hears it and heads to her class. It's a good thing we weren't in a hurry. We just barely missed her, as it is. It looks like she's already gone, Sachi. You need to get going too, don't you? Sachi probably doesn't want to continue this line of conversation. I make sure Sadakawa is definitely gone, and with a sigh of relief, nod to Sachi. Oh, yeah, right. Let me join you for lunch again. See you later. Okay, see you. So, that was the infamous Sadakawa, Ryu, huh? Since I've never actually talked to her, I can't say for sure, but I can tell just from looking at her that she has an aggressive personality. Making friends with Sachi is good and all, but I should probably find out what I can about Sadakawa as well. Oh, you can hear my keyboard. No, you can't. Morning classes are over. But that won't stop Miko from saying hi. And it's lunchtime now. However, it's only Tomo and me in an empty classroom today. I had a plan at asking Tomo about Sadakawa based on how scared Sachi was just from trying to see her. There's no doubt in my mind that Sadakawa is the one bullying her. Wait, where's Akemi? She had some business in the faculty room. She should be here soon. I see, perfect. Before she gets here, there's something I wanted to ask you. What's up? Well, first, if we only have until Akemi comes back, I probably won't be able to get into detail about much. I wanted to know about the girl you mentioned before, the first-year student, Sadakawa. As soon as we started talking about her, Akemi got really quiet, so I figured I'd better ask when she's not around. You said you've met her in the past? That's what you want, huh? Well, it's not like it's a secret. I suppose we met her 2 years ago when Akemi and I were in our last year of middle school. Sadakawa transferred into our school. Since we were in different grades, we didn't meet her right away, but even back then she seemed like a violent person. Rumors soon made their way toward us. Then Akemi, with her motto of time being love and peace, went and tried to rehabilitate her. Somehow I'm not surprised. Well, I didn't say that she succeeded. Sadakawa made fun of her mercilessly, but even still, Akemi refused to give up. That girl's so damn stubborn. It finally ended when the two got in a nasty fight. No one told them to stop? Well, I rushed to intervene, but it's not like Akemi just stood there and took Sadakawa's blows. It looked like Akemi lost her cool, and she fought Sadakawa with everything she had. It was not something I was expecting from her. What happened to her? It was not just a simple squabble. Akemi always had good reflexes, and Sadakawa seemed to have had a lot of experience in fights. They kicked and punched, and naturally, when they started using their knees and elbows, I had to stop them. I never would have guessed Akemi would be able to fight. Yeah, girls like that can. Even I didn't know she could. and I've known her for a long time. I saw a side of her I never knew existed that day. Did Sadakawa say something to make Akemi so angry? Really, I think that when Sadakawa punched her the first time, she flipped a switch inside Akemi. I guess when Akemi snapped, she really snapped. So after the fight, Akemi became really depressed and was totally a different person for a while. Because she didn't win? If I had to guess, I'd say it wasn't because she lost. Rather, I think the fact that she couldn't change Sadakawa came as a huge shock to her. What do you mean? Akemi is really good at becoming friends with people. You have noticed that, haven't you? Yeah? No matter how gloomy or rebellious a person is, or how different their interests are to Akemi's, she always finds something to be friendly about. But Sadakawa was not having any of that. After that day, whenever she got depressed, it was because she had to come in contact with Sadakawa again. I'm having a fight with a red ant during this recording. That's also surprising. Akemi always seems like the type to look forward no matter what. Well, the old Akemi was a real wimp. At least, if she could try and make up with Sadako at some point, I think that might have cheered her up. But those two are like oil and water. I can't force her to do that. No one can. Suppose it's best to not talk about Sadako in front of her then. Sadakawa. Unless she brings it up herself, then yeah. I think that's wise, at least until she's a change of heart. I think Akemi will find her own way to deal with it. You think so? Yeah, it seems like you might want to ask around about Sadakawa and Sachi's relationship. If you want, I could try asking around, see what people say. Recent information about Sadakawa might be more use to you than information about her past. Really? Yeah, that would be really useful information to have. I appreciate your help. I guess both of us were helping Sachi out in our own ways. Even if Tomo's not directly involved, I know I can rely on him for this, especially since he has a lot more connections than I do. Kemi and I were gathering any info we hear. Sadakawa doesn't seem to be as violent as she was before, but it doesn't seem like Sachi-chan is asking for help either. Plus, I think Sadakawa is the only one bullying Sachi-chan. One victim and one tormentor. That wouldn't stand out too much. Most of the students outside of their classes probably don't know anything about it. Whatever the other students and the teachers think, I doubt they know the whole story. Even if they suspect what's going on, they'll most likely turn a blind eye to it, since no one wants to get involved in that. Bitches. So in other words, as it stands, no one's going to lift a finger to help Sachi. Precisely. Well then, if no one else is involved, resolving this shouldn't be too hard. However, the other students think of Sachi. I'm pretty sure they'll turn as a blind eye to you helping her, as they have to Sadako abusing her, Sadakawa abusing her. If Sadakawa's the only one bullying her, I think I should be able to get her to stop. That's assuming she doesn't have any friends in on it with her, of course. You probably could, but I doubt it'll go smoothly either way. Sachi has me and I have you guys. We'll definitely work something out. I hope so. Sorry I'm late, guys. Akemi calls out as she barges into the room, her loud voice disturbing the calm of the classroom. I'm starving. Wait, you two haven't eaten yet? Could it be that you were waiting for me? Oh, right, I forgot about my lunch. So you weren't waiting for me then? What should I do? If I take my time eating now, I won't have time to go see Sachi. Why don't you eat over there? You've become good enough friends with her, haven't you? But Akemi just got here. I was late today, so don't worry about it. Just hurry up and introduce me to Sa-chan already. Fine, I get it, but thanks for everything, guys. Everything? Akemi, who hasn't been part of the conversation until now, tilts her head in confusion. Yeah, everything. Anyway, I'm going. Hey. Oh, Mamoru-senpai, hello. Since I didn't eat part of my lunch, I was able to meet Sachi a little earlier than last time. As I arrived, I see something unexpected. At first, she's surprised to see me, but then her surprise soon becomes joy as a smile begins to bloom on her face. Until now, she's always had a downcast look about her. Does that smile mean she likes hanging out with me? I didn't manage to eat lunch before I came. Do you mind if I eat here? I don't mind. It's fine. Once again, I sit down in the same place on the steps. Sachi, where's your lunch? Oh, I already put away my lunchbox. I don't believe you. For some reason, she looks away from me as she replies. Lunch break only started a little while ago, so it wouldn't be strange if she's still eating when I got here, but I don't see her lunchbox anywhere. She is, however, holding one of the manga I let her borrow and seems to have been rereading it. I start to feel a little uneasy. Even if she finished eating, she should still have her lunchbox around at least. Where's your lunchbox? Oh, actually, I forgot my lunchbox today. Ah, now I'm starting to understand. I'm also starting to understand that she's a terrible liar. Was it that Sadakawa girl? Huh? Why? Bingo! What happened? Well... I wait for an answer, but none comes. It seems she doesn't want to talk about it. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but you haven't had anything for lunch, right? As I study Sachi's troubled face, I realize she thinks I'm blaming her. That'll make it harder to deal with. I can tell from Sachi's reaction that Sadakawa's name at whatever happened is definitely that girl's fault. Of course, even if she tells me what happened, it's not like I can do anything about it right now. I should worry about what's going on in front of me. No, but I'm really fine. I wasn't that hungry anyway, and I usually don't eat that much in the first place. That's not really the issue, though. Can't you buy something at the cafeteria? I can lend you some money if you need it. You don't... It's fine. I'm okay, really. For once, Sachi actually has some force in her voice. Since she's refusing to let me buy her lunch, she probably won't let me give her any part of my lunch either, but... Alright, wait. I've got my lunch. Do you want to eat some of that? No, you really don't have to. I said it's fine. I don't eat too much either, and besides, sitting here next to you and eating while you watch would be really rude, even if you don't want any food for yourself. I move next to Sachi and open my lunchbox. For a moment, I worry that she'll try to avoid me like she did the first time I sat next to her, but she doesn't do anything like that. She just looks a little uneasy. Are you sure? She still seems reluctant, but as she turns to face me, her stomach gets out a pitiful growl. I know she's just trying to be polite, but she really can't hide how hungry she is anymore. Just ignore that, She hangs her head, ashamed of her rumbling stomach, but she's still not ready to give in. I know she's not going to relent on her own. So I pick up a small piece of fried egg out of my lunchbox with my chopsticks and hold it up to her mouth. Come on, you're hungry, right? Huh? Wait, Say Sachi looks back and forth between my face and the chopsticks as several seconds pass, but sure enough, she soon surrenders and opens her mouth. There. I stuff a light piece of egg into her mouth, and she starts chewing, her eyes shut tight. Do you like it? Yeah. Great. Next one, open. I present the next bite I've gathered between my chopsticks to her. That's enough. I don't want you to have less food because of me. It's really no big deal. Well, As I watch Sachi meekly peck at the ends of my chopsticks, I start to feel like a mother bird feeding its chick or something. I can't help but think it's a little cute. That's enough, really. Open wide. I almost feel like someone else is controlling my hand. Not that I'm about to stop them. You could at least let me eat by... I'm sure this is embarrassing for her. As I keep making her eat, I notice that her cheeks are getting redder and redder. She's so damn cute. I've already eaten half of your lunch. The rest is yours. She finally says, staring down at her hands. Sure enough, only half of my lunch is left. I suppose so. You sure you don't want any more? Just eat your lunch. Sachi turns her flushed face away from me. Maybe I overdid it? Sorry, I got carried away. No, it's alright. I was happy that you fed me for some of your lunch. Wait, I mean, not literally fed me. I mean, I was happy you shared your lunch with me. It's okay, I understand. I wasn't trying to be mean or anything. I know, anyway, thank you very much. Of course, no problem. Suppose I'll clean up the rest. As I'm about to start on what's left in my lunchbox, Sachi stares at the chopsticks. Oh. I should have realized sooner, but the chopsticks I'm about to eat with are the same ones I've been using just a moment ago to put food directly into Sachi's mouth. Sorry, I forgot. That would have been kinda gross, huh? No, I don't really mind, but if you think it's gross, it might be best to wash them. Don't worry about me, though. I don't really care either. Actually, if you're okay with me using them, I'm gonna go ahead and eat. Sure. This has gotten a little awkward. I eat my food and try not to think about it too much. Even though I'm trying to focus on eating, I keep catching myself stealing glances at Sachi out of the corner of my eye. Sachi opens one of the manga as if to read it, but I notice that for some reason her eye stays fixed on me as I eat my lunch. Whenever I look over at her, our eyes meet. Her cheeks are still red. Is she still embarrassed about me feeding her, or is there some other reason? Either way, it's getting really hard to focus on eating. Okay, I'm done. And as if on cue, the bell rings, marking the end of lunchtime. Already, huh? I guess we did take a while to eat. I guess so. Oh, let me give you back the manga I borrowed. I brought all the ones I finished. Cool. I'll pick up the next one in the series for when I see you again. Thank you. I gather up my empty lunchbox and manga and start heading down the stairs to my classroom as Sachi follows me. Hey, why don't we walk home together again after school, if it's not too much trouble for you? I mean, it's nice to have a friend who lives nearby. Sure, I'd be happy to. Her face lights up with genuine excitement, even though we've only known each other for about a week. I don't know how we ended up doing things like going to and from school and eating lunch together, but if it makes Sachi happy, why should I care how it happened? Most of all, if being together makes her happy, then I'm happy too. School's almost over. As I return to my class after lunch, I realize something. I'm happy that we promised to go to home together, but we never chose a place to meet before we parted ways. If I wait by the gates, like last time, she'll probably come by, but Sadakawa might also be around. Maybe I should take a peek into their classroom instead? And as I'm trying to decide, the bell rings, finally signaling the end of the day's classes. I take my bag and hurry towards Sachi's classroom. I rush down the stairs, but as I reach the first floor, I can see that the first years are already filing out into the hall, and I quicken my pace towards Sachi's classroom. In the moment I step in front of one of the classroom doors, someone flies out into me. The impact knocks us both off balance, and just as she's about to go down, I reflexively reach out and catch her. Everything okay? Excuse me, senpai? The student who just flew into my arms, and who I am now holding on to tightly, is none other than Sachi. We stare at each other in astonishment. Then I see another student behind Sachi, who is also looking on in astonishment. Sadakawa Ryu. Did she push Sachi out the door? Now I know she's the reason Sachi had no lunch today. Sadakawa's surprised expression turns angry. She glares at me menacingly as she starts to speak. Who the hell are you, some upperclassman? Yep, second year. But she doesn't let this get in her way of her anger. Oh, really? Then what are you doing in the first year floor? I came to see Sachi. For a moment, Sadakawa looks surprised again as she sizes up the two of us. Sachi regains her balance as she separates herself from me. Then she takes a step back, retreating from Sadakawa's presence. She's not trying to run away, though. Is it because I'm here? Her eye darts back and forth nervously. Huh? Are you starting a freak show, senpai? If you think it's okay to force your friends into freak shows, you're really messed up. That's really pitiful. The girl's more prickly than I imagined. Naturally, my insult just annoys her more. I'm not sure if it's actually got to her or not, but she pins a hostile glare on me. Oh yeah, well excuse me. She really doesn't have any talent. You know what? Oh yeah? Well excuse me. She really doesn't have any talents to display, and dressing her up as a clown would only disgust people, of course. You're right. The insincerely polite words of Sadakawa spits at me are dripping with venom and malice. If this is what made Akemi snap, I don't blame her. I think she's more suited to the role of a heroine than a clown. Her? At best, this one-eyed thing that looks like it's stepped out of its fairy tale will become some wretched beggar on the streets. Yeah, maybe she did step out of a fairy tale. If I had to guess, I'd say it was Cinderella. She's definitely plagued by something like an evil stepsister. You know that story, don't you? Oh, that's a good joke. But if you're casting parts, I think I'd rather be the fairy godmother who turns the pumpkin into a carriage. Making Cinderella get run over by her carriage would be a pretty neat twist, don't you think? Our verbal duel continues for a while. She is wearing a vicious grin on her face, but the fire in her eyes grows hotter and hotter, and I can feel the heat in her stare. I refuse to look away, however, and it feels like the friction of our clashing gazes might set the whole hallway ablaze. Senpai? Sachi tugs at my sleeve, pulling me back into reality. Several students seem to have gathered around to watch our fight. Here I am, a lone second-year student, in front of the first-year classroom, completely out of place. I should not be drawing this much attention to myself. Sorry, let's go, Sachi. I take Sachi's hand and turn my back to Sadakawa. I'm still pissed, and I want to turn around and go after her again, but Sadakawa stays quiet. Sorry about that just now. I really made a fool of myself. We leave the school at a hurried pace, but once we're outside of the gates and start heading home, we slow down a bit. No, it's okay. You caught me right when I fell, and you protected me from Sadakawa-san. Thank you for that. Hey, it's probably none of my business, but if you're having trouble and you need help, you can ask me anytime. Thank you? Sachi replies after a short pause, looking somewhat puzzled. We might have become friends, but I guess we're not close enough for her to be comfortable trusting me with that sort of thing yet. You know, anything you need, I just want to help. Okay. By the way, if you like the books I gave you, I have some more from that author. Oh, really? I changed the subject to a lighter topic. Going home together should be more fun than this. At the very least, I want to see her smile more while we're together. I think those are the ones I should lend you next. Do you want to read them? Sure, that sounds great. I look forward to it. Seeing eye to eye. So that will be the next episode, guys. Thank you so much for joining me for this. And if you want to support the channel, you can become a member wherever you're watching. Or you can join the Patreon or Subscribe Star. You guys are awesome as always. And say it in the comments. Sachi best girl. And what would you guys do to Sadakawa if you had a chance? I'll see you next time. Bye. Hello and welcome back to Love at First Sight. Let's continue. About 2 weeks have passed. I met Sachi for lunch on the stairway that leads up to the roof every day, and she's gone through countless manga and novels. We've also gone to and from school together when we could. Sachi hasn't asked for help since the day I offered it to her, but even still, every now and then I go around her classroom to meet her. Of course, I try not to draw attention to myself anymore, and just go to retrieve Sachi as quickly as I can. Even though Sachi's free from Sadakawa, I think she's still worried about being bullied. There's no especially noticeable change, but Sachi's smile doesn't seem faked like it did before. Little by little, smiling is becoming more natural for her. What are you smiling about? Today, as always, I arrive at home after walking Sachi to her house, and I run into my mom, who seems to have come out to check the mail. Oh, nothing. Oh, nothing. I see my face betraying what I'm thinking. I try to put on a more natural expression as I reply. You've been getting up so early these past few weeks. Having fun at school? Something like that. It's not like we've actually been planning to meet up in the morning. We've just been getting lucky, I guess. But yes, it does mean that I've been getting to school earlier than I'm used to. The main reason I'm leaving early is that I'd hate to let the chance to meet Sachi in the morning slip away. The fact that it's put a stop to my habit of being late is just a nice side effect. Oh my. I thought she was going to pry into my school life, but the mail seems to have caught her attention first. She scans the envelopes and eventually stops on one, separating it from others. She reads it after a moment, finally sighs. What's wrong? I won tickets to a private showing of a new movie, but it's on the same day that we plan to visit some of your father's relatives, so I can't go. A private showing? You really hit it big. Well, I do enter a lot of these kinds of drawings. Filling out entries to those prize lotteries is my mom's hobby. She systematically scans the web and fills out everyone she finds. She actually wins quite a few of those private showings, so my dad and I accompany her to them pretty often. You said your plans for the day? When is it? You usually do everything you can to go to those. It's this Sunday afternoon. These sneak peeks are usually on weekday nights, but not many people go on Sundays. Hey, could I have those tickets since you and Dad can't go? Sure, I don't mind. I don't know if the movie's good or not, but I still don't want to waste the tickets. Great, thanks. And that's how I got them yesterday. Lunchtime, as I eat with Tomo and Akami, I show them the tickets for the private showing that I got from my mom. Wow, I've never heard of that movie, but it looks fun. Akemi is practically squealing with delight as she looks over the tickets. Oh, so now the answer to the question is which of us is invited, and neither, I'm guessing. Good guess, Tomo. Huh? No way! He didn't say that. Bad guess, Akemi. What the heck? I totally thought I knew you were... I thought I knew where you were going with this, but you're not taking us? Meanie. I want to see the movie too. Sorry, I've only got 2 tickets. If I invite one of you, that means I have to leave the other of you behind. So he's going to invite you-know-who instead. I know who. Oh, Sachan! Yeah, so what do you think? What do we think? They're your tickets. And besides, you're the one who knows your relationship with her best. Well, whatever. Sure, go ahead, invite her. Why did the music get loud? Here. Well, I never hung out with a girl outside of school. I'm a little nervous. Hello! What about the trip we took together last holiday? You're a poor replacement for a girl. What's that supposed to mean? No, what I mean is whenever we meet, Tomo's almost always there as well. Well, yeah, I guess that is true. I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but you're the one she knows best. We can't really give you much advice, but if you coerce her into going, she's never going to be comfortable with you again. If you plan to accompany her there, that should be enough to convince her, right? Yeah, you're probably right, I guess. I should actually find out where we're going first, though, huh? Man, I guess it does make the most sense for you to take Sachi instead of us. I still feel like I'm missing out, though. Well, if Sachi ends up rejecting me, I'll hand the tickets off to you two, since at that point, I wouldn't know what to do with them anyway. Huh? You sure? But you could go alone if you wanted, couldn't you? Maybe, but do I want to go alone? Besides, these tickets are in my mom's name. If one of the people trying to use them isn't female, they might not accept them at all. Anyway, that's all moot if Sachi agrees to come. I can't make the decision for you. I can't make the decision for you now that I have a stake in it. Do I want to see the movie, or do I want the day when I can finally meet Sachan come sooner? I guess either would be good. What about you, Tomo? If you do hand the tickets off to us, that means I have to spend the day with Akemi, which is pretty tiring prospect. Then again, I can't exactly refuse your generosity. I am free that day, and going to a movie might be a worthwhile diversion. Wow, I didn't realize you were that excited to go on a date with me, Tomo. Look, I'll do it, but do you know how much energy it takes the average human to keep up with you? The two of them keep talking, but I think they've already forgotten what has happened before they get the tickets. Thanks for your input, guys. Anyway, I'm done with my lunch, so I'm going to hurry up and go find Sachi. I stand up and head for the stairway. Oh, Mamoru-senpai. What's up? Sachi is yet again sitting at the same place in the same way as when I first met her. I've been coming by day after day, and each time I leave, it seems like she's a little brighter. It's comforting. Hey, are you doing anything this Sunday? I get right to the point, sitting down in my usual spot. Sunday? No, I don't have any plans. Why do you ask? Well, my mom won these sneak peeks for a new movie, but she can't go to it. She gave me the tickets. There's only 2, so I wasn't sure what to do with them at first, but... What? A movie? With me? But don't you have any other friends you could invite? It's not that I don't, but I don't have enough tickets for both of them. If you refuse, I was just going to give the tickets to them, but I'm asking if you want to go first. Yes, of course. But the movie theater's far away, isn't it? Yeah, but we can just take a train, can't we? Or did you want to travel too far? No, it's not that. Just, if we take the train, we have to pay for tickets. Doesn't your aunt give you an allowance or something? Not really. I've, never asked for it. Are you and your aunt on bad terms? I don't think she really likes me that much, though, to be honest, I'm not really sure. You don't know? Don't you live with her? Couldn't you ask other family members or something? No, it's fine, really. My mom got sick and died many years ago. As for my dad, I was told he left when I was very young. Your mom? Oh, wow. I'm sorry. Don't worry about it. It's been a long time since then. Well, what about your dad? You said he left? No one ever told me what happened, but he probably left because of me. I think he must have left right after I was born. I don't have any memory of him. Sachi's eye seems to dim as she tells me this. I suppose she wouldn't really remember if she was that young when he left, but I could see a little glimmer of sadness in her eyes when she admitted it. My mom didn't abandon me, though. She did her very best to raise me alone. She was a very kind mother. It was probably too much for one person to handle, though. It took too much of a toll on her body, and after that, sorry, I didn't mean to be so depressing. No, I brought it up. I'm the one who should be apologizing. So after that, your aunt took custody of you? Yes, that's right. Aunt Mayumi seemed to be really close to my mom before she died. My mom told Mayumi that she was counting on her to take care of me. That's why she adopted me. But I'm sure my aunt hates me. She just hasn't said anything. She probably blames me for her unhappiness and the death of her beloved sister. You must not like your aunt very much. No, that's not it. I'm grateful to her for taking care of me. I just don't want to be the nuisance to her. It wouldn't be right for me to ask her for something as selfish as spending money. I see. Thanks for telling me all that. I never had anyone to talk to before, so thank you for listening to me. But I really do want to hang out with you. If you want, I can pay for the train ride and stuff. I don't mind at all. No, I couldn't. I want to hang out with you too, but I have to ask Mayumi if I can first. But if you have to pay for me, we should just not go. I don't want to be a nuisance to anyone other than to you any more than my aunt. I don't know about your aunt, but you're not being a nuisance to me at all. But there is no rush. Why don't you decide after you've asked her? Yeah, all right. By the way, since we have to go all the way to the next town to get to the movie theater, why don't we get there early so we can just wander around a bit? The movie starts in the afternoon, so we can get lunch or something. Okay. I suddenly feel, very, nervous? Come on, this isn't some huge event. We're just going to have a little fun. Loosen up. I'll try. There you go. Oh, that reminds me. Do you have a cell phone? We should exchange numbers before we forget. It'll be useful in case we in case we want to get touched later on. Oh yes, I carry one in case of emergencies. The cell phone Sachi takes out is ancient, but she fumbles with it awkwardly. It's really plain too. Not a single sticker or anything. Not even one of those silly straps. How do I do this? I think you have to press this. She must not use it much. In fact, it looks like she barely knows how to use it at all. I guess that worked. Thank you. Come to think of it, what's the movie about? Oh, right, I should have told you before. It's some movie from Germany. It doesn't look like some huge adventure, more like a drama, I guess. Though the story is pretty light, so maybe it's more like a comedy. I take the flyer that came with the ticket out of my pocket and show Sachi. Oh, that looks interesting. I've never seen it, so I can't tell you if it's interesting or not. Even going to a movie theater is exciting. I've only ever seen movies on TV. Well, a private showing isn't something you can just go to any time. It's not a regular movie theater, and after it's over, you have to fill out a simple questionnaire. But that also sounds exciting. I'm glad you think so, then. The bell chimes as the lunch period ends. Oops, looks like we need to get going. I'll ask my aunt about the movie when I get home. Alright, great. See you later. The next day, I got a lot on my mind as I walked to school along the route Sachi always takes. Hopefully, Sachi talked to her aunt about coming to hang out with me. I wonder what her aunt will say. Sachi doesn't seem to think she'll like her very much. Sachi's covered in wounds, but her aunt didn't seem concerned about it in the slightest when I met her. Maybe Sachi's right. Actually, I did kind of get that impression. She seemed really cold, although I can't really judge her based on a tiny amount of contact I've had with her. So I don't know if it's really true, if that's really how she is. If her aunt didn't say it was okay, Sachi will naturally refuse. But I still want to take her out, even if I have to force her to let me pay for her train ticket. If her family isn't supporting her, then that's all the more reason for me to do so. I mull things over as I walk, staring at the passing pavement beneath me without looking up. Good morning, Mamoru-senpai. I look up to see Sachi standing before me. Oh, good morning, Sachi. Is something wrong? Nothing. I wasn't looking where I was going, so you surprised me, sorry. I'm used to having to catch up with her. This is the first time I've heard her call out from behind me. She seems happy to see me. I was wondering if I'd see you while I was walking. My aunt said it was okay for me to spend the day with you, senpai. She even said that she'd pay for the train and lunch. Really? That's great. Yes. I was preparing for the worst. This is a little unexpected. I'm looking forward to Sunday. Yeah, me too. Speaking of which, I heard the movie is actually based off some German novel. We continue chatting about the movie, what we'll do that day, and other little things until we arrive at school. Sachi seems to be more excited about this than I thought she'd be. She doesn't even know that much about the town we're headed to. That's why she's excited. Sunday, the day I'm going with Sachi. We decide we'd meet at her house since it's so close to my own. I had some time to spare, so I arrived at Sachi's house a little earlier than we discussed. I don't mind waiting if she still needs to get ready. I ring the doorbell. After a little while, I hear soft footsteps approaching shortly before the front door opens. However, standing before me is not Sachi, but her aunt Mayumi. It's not like I was kind of expecting this, but I'm surprised nonetheless, and her body goes rigid. Good morning, I'm here to meet Sachi. Good morning, Mamoru-kan. I've heard all about you. I feel that Mayumi is searching me for something with her icy gaze. Good morning, senpai. You're here early? Sure enough, Sachi appears behind Mayumi. It seems like she's ready to go, but she looks between Mayumi and me with a troubled expression. I think Sachi is more surprised than I am that Mayumi answered the door. But Mayumi pays Sachi no mind as she stares at me and begins to speak. The movie ends in the afternoon, right? Once the movie is over, come right home, okay? Right, we will. I wasn't planning on staying that late anyway, but warning look in her eyes is a little unsettling nonetheless. Alright then, off you go. With that, Mayumi steps aside and lets Sachi out onto the street. Yes, goodbye. She's protective. We get a good distance away from Sachi's house before we start speaking again. I'm sorry about that. Why are you apologizing? I mean, I was surprised, but it seems like she was just worried about you. She probably just didn't want to have to deal with any trouble I might cause. Actually, I have no idea what she was thinking. Maybe Sachi's right after all. Whatever. Forget about that. Let's get going. Yeah, sure. We're about to start heading in the direction of the station, but... What's wrong? What do you mean? I was so distracted with thinking about Mayumi that I didn't notice that Sachi's wearing casual clothes. Is this the first time I've seen her wear anything other than her uniform? She's wearing a plain skirt and a worn-out hoodie. I realized Sachi put her hood up when her head down as soon as we started walking. Do you really have to walk that way? Huh? This is how I always do it. Do you not like it? No, it's really suspicious looking. I think it would be best if you took off the hood at least. It's suspicious looking? Yeah, when someone has their hood up, you can't see their face. Don't you think that person looks kind of suspicious? Oh, I see. This is how she always does it? I don't know what it's like for her, but still, when she's with me, I don't want her to act weird like that. We're supposed to be walking together, but I can't even see her face. Look, I know you usually try not to let people see you, but you're with me today, you know? No matter what happens, I'm right here next to you. Okay, yeah, you're right. She's still anxious, and she's still keeping her head down, but at least she seems to have given up on the hood for now. Right, let's get going then, shall we? Okay. Since it's the weekend, the street on the station has quite a few people on it, and that goes double for the shopping center we have to go through to get there. The train itself isn't any better, so it's packed. In fact, that I don't think it's going to be possible to have any kind of conversation with Sachi until we arrive at our destination. That said, our destination isn't particularly far away. It doesn't take that long to get there, and we both feel a little relieved once we get off the train. There sure are a lot of people today. Are you okay? Yeah, I don't really use the train, so I was startled to see so many people on it, but I'm alright. Great. Then why don't we walk around and try to find somewhere to eat? Sure. We start walking toward an area that probably has the place we can eat at. Actually, I already know where I'm taking her, since I looked around for a good place beforehand. I thought it'd be better to take Sachi to a quieter place where she can let her guard down while we talk, rather than a street with a lot of big shops and tons of people. I try to start a conversation with Sachi, but as I turn my head to look at her, she's nowhere to be found, and I immediately start to panic. I quickly realize that she didn't actually disappear, she's just walking several meters behind me for some reason. Why? Weren't we supposed to be walking together? Sachi? I quickly turn around and close the distance between us. Yeah, what is it? Do you not want to walk next to me or something? No, nothing like that. It's just, I don't know if you want me to walk with you. Why wouldn't I want you to? What? But if you walk next to me, might think you know me. But I do know you. That's why I want to walk with you. Yeah, but I understand what she's getting at. She definitely draws a lot of attention. I saw that she got a lot of startled glances and stares from people who passed us on the street when we were making our way here. I feel like a lot of them were overreacting, though that's not exactly surprising to me either. I guess it's only natural that she'd want to hide her face to avoid those stares. Maybe stopping her from wearing her hood was not the best idea. Put your hood up if it makes you feel better. I want to walk next to you. But you said... She takes us half step back, putting a little more distance between us. I don't think there's anything wrong with being seen with you. Come on, don't run away. I close the half step distance and grab her hand to keep her here. Uh-huh. We're going to be seen together anyway, so we might as well walk together, right? I'm fine with it, but if you don't want to walk with me, just say so and I'll let go of your hand. I do want to, but isn't this a little... Her voice becomes a whisper. She stares at the ground, but for a moment she tilts her head just enough to look at me. Senpai, is this really okay? Of course, I don't see anything wrong with it. Okay then, let's go. Thank you. Her grip on my hand tightens ever so slightly. Actually, I'm finding myself getting a little more flustered as well, but I don't think I could let go of her hand even if I wanted to. With her hand clasped together, I start to worry that my grip on her hand is too tight, or that I'm walking too quickly for her. As I become aware of everything I could be doing wrong, I quickly start to feel very embarrassed. I'm too focused on these details to actually make conversation with Sachi. I try to calm down, forcing myself to not think about anything and focus only on the feeling of Sachi's hand in mine. Her slender hand is warm, and faintly I can feel that warmth flood into my own hand. She adjusts her grip, and rough spots on her otherwise smooth skin gently scrape against my palm. They feel like they might be scabs or something. Wait, didn't this hand have bandages on before? The shallow grooves of her soft hand are strangely alluring, and I unconsciously trace them with my finger. Sachi's own fingers twitch in response, though I'm not sure whether this is a reflex or not. Thinking I've offended her, I glance at Sachi, only to find she's already staring at me with her one big eye. Sorry. Sorry. It's fine. I was just wondering, like, are those scars on your hands? I wanted to feel them to make sure. It's okay. You can touch them if you want. Blood rushes to her smiling face, and I think mine probably turns just as red. The cafe, do you want to have some lunch there? I saw it when I was looking for a good place to eat before we came. I heard good things about it. I point at the first place I see that looks like it might serve food. So much for the place I had planned to take us to. It wasn't the most elegant way to change the subject, but I can't take the embarrassment. Oh, it looks nice. Do you want to get lunch now then? Well, it's still a little early for lunch. Maybe we should wander around a bit more and come back later? That's true. Okay, let's come back later. And with that, Sachi's holding on to my hand grows tighter. This time I squeeze back. If we didn't look like a couple when we left, we certainly do now. Whoop, dang it. After that, we explored the area a bit, and I enjoyed that, but we didn't say much to each other. Not that it was uncomfortably silent. Sometimes I'd look over at Sachi, and no matter where she was looking, she was always wearing a cheerful expression. Aren't you getting bored of just wandering around? No, not at all. Even just walking around like this is fun. There's so much to see, and all these stores look interesting. Really? Well, if you see a store you like, let me know. We can stop and take a look inside if you want. I don't think I'd buy anything, though. We can just browse. Even if you don't plan on buying anything, there's nothing wrong with looking, you know. I suppose not. Hey, this one looks interesting, don't you think? I stop in front of one of the stores we're passing. Peeking in through the open double doors, we see the store has a trendy atmosphere with big decorations. It's selling accessories, clothing, and other classy-looking merchandise. There isn't really anything here for someone who doesn't care about the latest fashion trends, but at least there are a lot of unusual things to look at. I've never been to a store like this. Maybe you can find something you like. How about this? I take out something I think Sachi might like off the display just outside the door and offer it to her. These are sunglasses? She's so confused. Try them on. Uh-huh, okay. She puts the sunglasses over her face, which now looks even more puzzled. That's totally natural, of course. These sunglasses with their two lenses are only going to make it harder for her with her one eye to see. They obviously don't suit her, but her reaction is too adorable and charming. Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking. Are you making fun of me, senpai? Sachi suddenly becomes very obviously depressed. I really should have been more sensitive about her eye. No, I'm really sorry. I won't do anything like that again. I'm just joking, just a little payback. Having turned the tables on me, she can't help but let her smile slip back onto her face. I didn't expect her to pull something like that. Man, I can't believe you got me with that. Seriously though, I am sorry. I should be more considerate of your, It's okay. I know you didn't mean anything by it. That's true, but still. Anyway, I'd suggest we check out the store, but actually, I think it's about time we ate lunch. Sure, let's go find that cafe again. Sachi doesn't seem too upset at me at all, but I'm a little disappointed that she won't get a chance to check out the store. I take one last look inside, and one of the shelves catches my eye. Hey, which do you like best? Which best out of blue, green, or orange? Well, orange, why? No reason. Or, well, wait a second. Okay. I run into the store, leaving Sachi, who is generally confused this time, behind. Sorry about that. That was quick. Did you buy something? Yeah, look. I show her a cell phone strap to Sachi. It's a simple orange flower dangling off a green string made to look like a stem. Oh, wow, cute. Is that for your cell phone? Nope, yours. Huh? Mine? Why? I guess something to remember today by? What? No, I couldn't. You hang on to it, senpai. Even if I did, I wouldn't use it. Well, let me pay for it then. I just bought it on a whim. Don't worry about it. Think of it as a thank you for hanging out with me today, so take it. Are you sure? Of course. It wasn't that expensive anyway, so don't feel like you owe me something. Well, okay. Thank you very much. No problem. I noticed your phone doesn't have any kind of decoration on it, so I figured you might like it. But if you don't have to put it on your phone or anything. No, it's really cute. I think it's lovely. I'll put it on right now. She takes out her phone and attaches her new strap. Looks good. I was afraid the color might be too bright, but if it's the only one hanging there, it actually works nicely. Yeah, I agree. Thank you so much, Mamoru-senpai. She looks so happy, tightly grasping her phone and smiling at the strap. My pleasure. Anyway, we should start heading to the cafe. We have a little time to spare, but if the place is crowded, we'll never get in before the movie starts unless we go now. Yeah, let's go. Senpai? For some reason, Sachi's voice seems to be quivering as she calls out to me. I think I can guess what she's about to say, but I don't know if she thought it through. A few moments pass in silence, and then I wordlessly take her hand. Sachi doesn't say anything else, and instead just squeezes my hand tightly as we start walking. I'm sorry, guys. I know this is the single lewdest thing I've ever done, but you can't see the hand holding, so it's okay. Before long, we arrive at the cafe we found earlier. Luckily, there aren't too many people, and we find a table more or less immediately. It's warm enough that sitting outside is comfortable, so we take one of the outdoor tables and start looking through the menu. I wonder if I should get a sandwich or not. I'm not sure that I'm hungry. A sandwich does sound good. Oh, this looks delicious. It doesn't take long for us to decide, and we soon place our orders. We're waiting for our food. Sachi's gaze keeps drifting onto me, only to flit away as soon as I notice. It seems like she wants to say something, but she's not sure how to say it. What's up? Senpai, do you want to, touch my scars? When did I play slow damage again? Huh? It takes me off guard, and I start sputtering like an idiot. What do you mean? Nothing, it's just, you were touching them before, so I thought you might want to... Oh, I see, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say in this situation. Since I met you, you've done so much for me, Mamoru-senpai, but I've never done even one thing for you. I want to do something to repay you for all the times you've made me happy, but I can't really think of anything. Sorry, that must have been a really creepy thing to ask. Please just forget about it. I get the feeling that Sachi thinks she owes me a debt. She really doesn't have that much social experience after all. After thinking about this strange proposal for a bit, I realize she really is trying to repay me on her own way. Well, sure, yeah. Huh? Your scars, I want to, touch them? Can I? I can't think of this. I can't think of this as her repaying her debt. Just being able to be together with her is reward enough. Though saying that to her probably wouldn't change her mind anyway. I feel like her letting me touch her scars will somehow lighten the burden she carries every day. Even if this is a strange thing to do, this is for Sachi's sake. I did ask to, but it's not like I actually want to feel her scars, or at least that's how I should feel. Oh yes, go ahead. Trembling, she puts her hand right on the table. Thanks. But intentionally touching another person's injuries is like this really is weird, and I feel apprehensive about doing it. Before, I only felt them because we were holding hands, but this time I'm doing it on purpose, and a girl's hand is obviously much smaller than mine. The scar covers more of her palm than I thought they might. Now that I can see them closely, it looks like they're mostly healed. The bandage that covered them seems to have been removed a few days ago, and any pain or bleeding must have subsided by now. I run my thumb along the smooth outline of the scars, tracing them. There's not much left of the scabs that must have been covering these scars only a few days ago. I never got a good look at them until now. They aren't as rough as I thought they might be. I glide my thumb along the inside of the palm grooves, then back out to the edges. Scabs still occupy a very center of her scar. She probably should start bleeding again if the scabs were picked off. These scabs will probably start falling off soon, actually. I'm sure they were huge when they were fresh. Then the skin outlining these scabs is bright pink and closer to the center white. The center of the scar is sunken, and though part of her palm was cut out, and I let my thumb creep into the depression. Sachi's hand shudders under my touch. Sorry, did that hurt? No, it didn't. That part is still sensitive is all. I'm fine, don't worry. I look up at Sachi apologetically and see that her face has become much redder than when we entered the cafe. Having someone examine your hand so intensely in public would probably be embarrassing for anyone. I try rubbing her scar a bit. I probably shouldn't be enjoying this so much, but sometimes when I put pressure on her hand, she makes really cute expressions as she flinches every so slightly. She's adorable in those moments, and seeing that makes me want to rub a part of her scab that's still healing. Excuse me. I come out of my trance and stare with a start as the waitress brings out the food on the folded platter. I hurriedly give Sachi back her hand, leaving the table clear, and the waitress puts out the sandwiches in front of us. Do you need anything else? Oh, no, thank you. When she brought our food, the waitress looked Sachi over curiously, and then, as she left, she shot me a strange, almost wary glance. I guess I really deserved that, though. I am too ashamed to look at Sachi now. Thanks, Sachi. Yeah, if you want to touch them again, just ask. What, she actually wants me to touch... What, she actually wants me to touch them again? No way. I shouldn't have even touched them in the first place. Well, our food's here. Let's eat. Right. Hey, this is pretty good. How's yours? Mine's good too. I'm glad we came here. Things got pretty awkward between us after that, and even normal conversation feels out of place. I think it's about time we head to the movie. Okay. We finished eating lunch, and it seems like an awkward atmosphere between us has cleared up. Alright guys, so we will find out the movies next time. Thank you. No, you know what? Let's continue. Let's do the movie. I think we'll get there a little early, but at least we can get a good seat this way. If we get there too late, the seats will fill up, and we'll get stuck in the very back of the theater. Oh, would we? We head toward the place where the movie is being shown. We're not that far away, though, so it only takes us a few minutes to get there. This is it. There are already people lining up? Looks like it. They'll probably let everyone in soon, though. I can't wait to see the movie. Yeah, I hope it's a good one. The movie is less than 2 hours long, and we find ourselves out in the front of the theater again. I stretch and breathe in the cool evening air, happy to be moving around again after sitting inside for so long. That movie was great, wasn't it? Yeah, better than I thought it was going to be. The story was about a mischievous kid who gets put in boarding school, makes some friends, and works with his teacher to make their school play a success. It's based off a children's book, so the whole thing is fun and lighthearted. We discuss what we thought of the movie. Sachi seems to have loved it, but eventually her voice gets quieter when she starts hanging her head again. The main character sure had a lot of friends and nice teachers, and they were able to win in this tough situation. It's a really nice story. Maybe if I was born a normal person, I'd be strong like him. She gets quieter and quieter, and eventually I can barely make out what she's saying. I'm not sure if she's talking to me anymore. Hey, Sachi? Oh, yes? Earlier you were saying how you wanted to repay me for what I've done for you, right? But, you know, just getting to be with you is enough for me. I know I can't decide for her what she thinks, no matter how many times I say that. But when we spend all day together, that shows how I feel pretty clearly, doesn't it? I know I've said this before, but I'm here for you no matter what. Anything you need, I'll help you however I can. I don't know if I can consider a good-natured person, but I can say that for sure that I care for her from the bottom of my heart. What I felt when I first saw her can only be described as love at first sight. The more I tell Sachi how I feel, the more time we spend together, the stronger our bond will get. I feel like I can't take my eyes off her now. I mean, not that I can help that much. I can't do what's impossible for me, and there are some things I won't do anyway. I don't want to impose on you, Senpai. Sachi is as stubborn as always when it comes to another person helping her. I know I won't get her to just meekly accept this like she does with everything else. I'm not giving up, though. Even if she doesn't want me to impose on her, I want to be by her side. I want to make sure she can keep smiling. But thank you for the offer. I'm really glad that we got to meet Moru-senpai. I'm much happier than I was before. But, you know, there are still a lot of fun things we can do. Oh, I know. I wanted to introduce you to my friends so we can all hang out together. Your friends? Are you sure that's a good idea? Yeah, totally. Trust me, they're good people. And besides, I've already told you about them. If you think it's okay, well, alright. I'll look forward to meeting them then. Great. Oh, we should probably start heading home, shouldn't we? It's not actually that late, but the sun is setting and it is starting to get dark. At this point, it's probably best to do what Sachi's aunt wanted and head straight home. Yeah, it's getting late. Can I ask you a favor? What do you need? Can we, hold hands on the way home? Yeah, I think that's a favor I can grant. I take Sachi's hand in mine without hesitation. I feel the warmth of her hand as she squeezes mine, and suddenly it feels like a day when she'll let herself rely on me isn't so far off. actually curious if I save here, will that work? Oh, okay, so that is kind of, there we go. Cry one's eye out. So that will be next episode. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Give some love to the channel if you can. There's lots of fun links in the description, so go ahead and click. And let me know what you guys think of Sachi. We actually have a Sachi in our comic book. Who's excited to meet her? See you guys next time. Bye. Hello everybody, welcome back to Love at First Sight. Please forgive my voice if it's a little bit scratchy. I am sick. I'm actually kind of fighting being sick. It's one of those, just when you're sick and your body doesn't want it. I love the animation. Cry one's eye out. Her side. The last bell rings and the school day ends, so I grab my bags and leave the classroom. Most of the time I leave as quickly as I can because I don't want to get caught by Sadakawa-san. But today, it's because I want to hurry to meet Mamoru-senpai. Lately, coming to school has been something I look forward to. I can't help but feel excited about it. It's even better because I keep running into senpai. The old me would never believe it's possible to be this happy at school. That's not to say that Sadakawa-san has stopped bullying me. Sometimes Mamoru-senpai is there to intervene, but I don't know if that's actually been the best idea. Sadakawa has been bullying me as much as she used to, but now when she does it, her attacks are even more violent than before. Even so, I don't hate going to school anymore. The joy I feel when I spend time with Mamoru-senpai is so much more powerful than the sorrow brought on by those painful incidents. I couldn't meet up with senpai this morning, but he must have been thinking about me. He came to eat with me at lunch and stay with me the whole lunch period. We talked about the movie we saw yesterday. I really had a lot of fun. The movie itself was interesting, but that was the first time seeing a movie with another person, and I also had a lot of fun just walking around with him. Senpai wasn't upset at being seen with me in public either, and we even held hands when I asked. It was wonderful. Now that I think about it, it was a date yesterday, wasn't it? I wonder what senpai thinks of that. I really miss him, and I want to see him again. I usually find him by the school gates, but today I want to meet him right at his classroom. I stand just outside the hallway, so not to attract any wandering eyes. If I see Mamoru-senpai, I'll call out to him. Second-year students trickle out of the classroom and head down the hallway without paying me any mind. I don't see senpai yet, though. Just as I'm worrying that I might have missed him, I overhear two second-year students talking in the hallway. Alright, time to go home. Wait, where's Maikon? Oh, Mamoru said he couldn't find the handout and went to look in his locker for it. At any rate, he's going home with you-know-who again, so I doubt we'll see him. This catches my attention. They are talking about Mamoru-senpai. I think, is Maikon his nickname? I guess those are his friends? Aw, really? We haven't gone home together in a long time. He's making me so sad. We never really went home with him in the first place, We live in completely opposite directions. But it's the principle of the thing. We at least walked to the gates together, and now we don't even do that. It's because he's been spending so much time with that girl. Do they mean me? Yeah, what's up with that? It's not fair. How long is he gonna keep this up? I don't know how much longer I can survive like this. Just let him do what he wants to do. I'm sure he'll return to us when the time is right. Then again, it's been quite a while. Maybe we should find her ourselves. Oh, I can't believe it. Tomo agrees with me on something. Alert the media! Okay, tomorrow we'll go find her. I've got this all planned out. I start to feel an overwhelming tightness in my chest. I can feel my good mood dissolving rapidly. I can't bear to listen anymore and retreat down the stairs as quietly as I can. Finally, the day Sa-chan will grace us with her presence is almost here. I've run simulations of our fateful meeting countless times in my head, so I'll be ready for anything. I'm totally prepared to be the super friendly older sister type person she needs. Hey, Tomo, are you listening? I thought I saw someone just now. Yeah, I'm listening. Something about being super annoying older sister, right? What? No! You did that on purpose! Yo, God, doing her voice actually hurts a lot right now. I sure did. You meanie. I guess I really have stolen him from his other friends. I wonder if those are the friends he said he was going to introduce me to yesterday. He did say he told them about me. She said she couldn't survive like this. I guess she meant without Mamoru-senpai. Mamoru-senpai said it was okay to meet them, but now I don't know if that's really the case. His friends must hate him for spending so much time with me. I didn't realize how much trouble I've caused for him. My heart feels heavy, my body feels heavier, like the weight of this whole situation is dragging me down. My vision darkens. I don't feel the strength to even lift my head as I walk forward. The asphalt looks grayer than usual. Senpai is going to lose all his friends because of me, and I can't let that happen. When I was with him, he let me forget my troubles. No, I only wanted to forget. But I could never forget what I am. I only have one eye. No one could ever love a freak like me. The fact that Senpai was so nice to me made me so happy, and so he let me forget. But I can't let his misfortune infect him. I could never forgive myself if his life is ruined because of me. I couldn't survive if he ended up hating me. Maybe it's not too late. Maybe his life isn't ruined yet. He doesn't hate me yet. I have to act fast. Yesterday, Mamoru-senpai said he would be there for me if I needed him, but I can't let him shoulder my burdens. If I had let him, I wouldn't be able to save him. I was so happy that he said it, but I suppose it was good that I was at a loss for words back then. Even so, I'll always remember the kindness he showed me. He bought me my cell phone strap too. At least I have this to remember him by. When things go wrong again, at least I have this to bring back all the good memories. Like yesterday, and all the time I spent with Senpai, and his kind voice. If I have that much at least, I'll be okay. I'll be okay even if all I have is left of him is his memory. Before I realize it, the school is far behind me, and I've wandered into one of the side streets I usually take to get home. I find I can barely stand as I lean against the telephone pole, still staring at the ground. Rain is starting to fall. The sun is out, but it doesn't matter, I guess. Black sheen seems to ooze over the asphalt as it drinks the heavy drops. That's strange. Every day for the past week it's been bright and sunny. I've gotten so used to it I almost forgot what it's like when it rains. I have to do it. I have to say goodbye to Senpai. My vision blurs as the heavy drops continue to fall. Don't do it. Your side. I stayed in class longer than I meant to today. Sachi's probably been waiting for me for a while. I'm usually the first one to the door, sometimes leaving a little too early, but Sachi always beats me to the school gates since her classroom is closer to them than mine is. I change my shoes and rush out of school. Sachi usually comes running to meet me when she sees me walking to the gates. What was that? That was a voice crack. But now I'm past it and Sachi's nowhere to be found. Did she already go home? I scan the streets for any sign of her and see that she's still only a little ways ahead of me, though it doesn't look like she's noticed me yet. Sorry, I didn't mean to take so... Sachi? She turns to me, her face almost parallel to the ground. Her usual smile has been replaced by a much darker look. Has she been crying? Mamoru-senpai, thank you so much for all you've done for me. I'll be fine on my own from now on. I'm sorry for the stilted reading today. Again, kinda sick. Doing this on cough medicine is never a good idea. I don't mind going home and having lunch by myself, so... Sachi's voice wavers. I'm certain something's bad must have happened to her if she's saying this. I take one step toward her, determined to find out. What are you saying all of a sudden? Did Sadakawa do something to you again? No, she's not involved. I just think it's best if you have nothing to do with me, that's all. What? I don't understand. Why do you think that? There's nothing to understand. Her head is still down, her voice is fraying, becoming hysterical. If this is another trick, it's not funny. I'm here with you because I want to be. Do you really want to be alone at school again? Stop, please. At least tell me why. Sachi turns her back to me and starts running before I even finish. Wait! I run after her, sprinting to catch her by the shoulder. We both come to a stop, and I forcibly turn her to face me, but she refuses to look at me. Please stop. I know you're set on being my friend, but if you do, She looks up at me. Her face is sopping wet from the giant tears streaming down her eye. I don't know what you're trying to say, but like I said, if something happened, tell me. Your friends, they hate me that you hang out with me. My friends? I did tell her I'd introduce her to Akemi and Tomo, but I can't imagine they'd ever say something like that. Which friends were these? Did you actually talk to them? They never say something like that. You must have misunderstood something. You're the one who's misunderstanding. Will you still think of that when your friends abandon you? If you're staying friends with me, you'll lose everything. They won't abandon me, but any friends who does it is not someone I want to be friends with anyway. Why do you have to be so nice? Stop it. It's already hard enough to accept that you're going to abandon me yourself. I'm not going to abandon you either, never. Why do you have to say something like that? Do you want to be my friend so badly that you'd throw your whole life away? Why? I don't get it. Yes, I do. I want to be your friend forever. But why? It's stupid. Can't you trust that I have a good reason for doing this? I can't believe you do something so stupid, Senpai. She trails off. I know what she wants to say to me, and I know I can't say it. I have to tell her everything that's on my mind. I didn't realize it until just now, but I know why I want to be with her. I love you, Sachi. Huh? Going to the movies together yesterday, that was more or less a date, I guess. You didn't realize it? What? That? I understand if you hate me. Of course I don't hate you, Senpai. I really like you. I even love you. If that's true, don't tell me to abandon you. I'm happy when I'm with you, and I could never dream of abandoning you. Really? You're really happy with me? I really am. I know I couldn't stand it if you abandoned me then, but I'm only going to cause you trouble. That's fine. As long as you're by my side, I can handle any trouble that comes our way. Senpai? I go to her and take her in my arms. She starts crying her eyes out. She sobs into my chest for a long while. When she finally calms down, I wipe away her tears. It's time we started heading home. She told me about my friends, who, from the sound of it, were definitely Tomo and Akemi, and what she heard them saying. That doesn't seem like something they'd say. You must have misunderstood something. I'll ask them about it tomorrow, don't worry. Okay. Don't worry, I said. Even if you heard them right, I won't abandon you. Thank you. She's still upset, but there's genuine relief in her voice. We soon arrive at Sachi's house. I'll deal with my friends, don't worry. See you tomorrow, okay? Senpai? Yes? Can I be your, girlfriend? Do you want to? Yes. Well then, I guess this is the official start of our relationship. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, me too. Sachi looks so happy throughout this whole awkward exchange. It makes me that much happier seeing her like that. And I smile back at her. Then see you tomorrow? Yep, see you tomorrow. The next day during lunch, I'm eating with Tomo and Akemi in our usual spot, the empty classroom. But this time, we've got a fourth person joining us. I'm Usoi Sachi. Nice to meet you. Oh, Chai Tomoyori. It's a pleasure. I'm Tsunemi Akemi. Nice to meet ya. I am never saying her name right, am I? Sorry about yesterday. I guess you were the one I saw running away. Now that I review how our conversation went, I can see how you could have misunderstood our intentions. Yeah, we're really sorry. We don't hate you, Sa-chan, not even a little bit. It's okay. I was the one eavesdropping when I shouldn't have been, and I almost caused trouble between you two and Mamoru-senpai. Please forgive me. This morning, I told Tomo and Akemi about what happened yesterday, and Sachi definitely misunderstanding what they meant. They didn't want to get her out of my life. Of course, they just wanted to meet her. In fact, I'd say it worked out perfectly fine. So I'm going to say this again. If you're making a visual novel like this, you should give the option to darken the text box, because it is a little hard to read certain parts of this. When you guys see me fumbling, part of it is the cold and the other part is actually trying to read this, since it gave us an excuse to bring Sachi to the classroom for lunch. Well, I don't think there's any ill will between us now, so I hope we can be friends from here on out. Right. Actually, when I heard about what happened, I knew I just had to meet you right away and make it right between us, Sa-chan. So yeah, let's be friends. Yes, I like that. Sa-chan? Come on, if you're going to be a bother to her, at least wait until she knows you better. I'm not being a bother to her, so yeah, do you mind if I call you Sa-chan? Your name is Sachi, so Sa-chan is the perfect nickname. Okay, sure. Yay, thanks. Oh yeah, so you can call me whatever you want, okay? Okay, Akemi-senpai? Do you really have to be so formal? How about just A-chan or Akemin? Cut it out. She's already got enough to deal with right now. Tomo, help me out. Or, sorry. Cut it out. She's already got enough to deal with right now. Tomo, help me out here. What do you want me to do? Stop Akemi from being Akemi? The two of us can't really get a word in edgewise while Akemi's going on like this. So Tomo starts plugging the rampaging Akemi's mouth with food from her lunchbox like he did last time this happened. Akemi is always too loud and Tomo doesn't have the best manners, but I promise they're good people. Okay. Hey, don't talk about us like we're not here right now. Akemi's recovering from Tomo's intervention more quickly than usual, but Tomo's ready for it, and he crams more food in her mouth as soon as she opens it. Those two have gotten pretty close. Sorry, it's not easy keeping these two. It's not easy keeping those two in check. If they get out of hand, just tell them to shut up. No, I couldn't. It's fine. They're used to it. You just have to show them who's boss. We're not animals, you know. You shouldn't listen to boys who say such mean things, Sachan. Be friends with me instead. Okay, yeah, sure. Even though Sachi shies away from the rampaging Akemi, she's smiling a little. She does look like she's having fun. Maybe she doesn't have such a hard time getting used to people after all. I know, since we're all trying to get to know Sachan better, why don't the four of us go out this weekend? Akemi, don't pressure her into doing things. I'm not pressuring her, so what do you two think? Huh? So soon after meeting you guys? Are you sure? I don't see why not, but where would we go? Oh, I just remembered there's some kind of event happening in town. It's got food stands and everything. Really? I didn't hear about anything like that. What kind of event are we talking about? No idea. Akemi, what the hell? But I saw it on a flyer at some bulletin board somewhere. They even had a picture of food stands. Well, if it's a festival, we probably won't have to use much money anyway, so why don't we just go check it out? If it's just in town, we can even walk there without too much trouble. Right? I'll find out where and when, and then we'll be all set. I don't know, Sachi, are you okay with this? Yeah, I want to go. Thank you for doing all this for me. Don't worry about it. We're going to hang out a lot more after this, aren't we? I guess we're finally going out as a group. This is basically a double date, isn't it? I don't think that's really what Akemi intended, but she and Tomo are almost a couple no matter how you look at it. Come to think of it, I haven't really explained my relationship with Sachi to these two yet. Not that I've been meaning to hide it, but I should probably clear that up right away. So Tomo, it looks like you were right about the reason why I was fussing over Sachi so much. I see. Did you tell her? Yeah, it went well. I see. Well, congratulations. What are you two talking about? Oh, how do I answer? Like I said, I'm not exactly trying to hide it, but I have a feeling Akemi would go crazy over me admitting that I have a crush, and I don't know how Sachi has to deal with that. I'll tell you about it later. Thanks, Tomo. What? I guess I don't mind if you tell me later, but now I'm really curious. Senpai? Sachi doesn't seem to get it either. She looks up at me with a puzzled expression. I'll tell you about it later as well. Well, it might take some time, but I'm sure Sachi will be comfortable around these two soon enough. What did you think of Akemi and Tomo? Not too bad, right? Not at all. Tomo-senpai seemed a little scarier at first, but I realized that he wasn't scary at all once I started talking to him. Akemi-senpai is really cheerful and lively, and they're both really nice. Akemi wanted to walk home with Sachi and me after school, but her and Tomo's houses are in the opposite directions. As Tomo was dragging her off, she waved at Sachi and yelled, "See you tomorrow!" And we started heading home ourselves, taking some path we always do. You know, if she's bothering you, there's nothing wrong with telling her so. She certainly has a lot of energy, but I really like being around her. If I could talk to people as easily as she does, I think I'd be really happy. I'm become a Let's Player. Trust me, it becomes easier. I believe it or not, and a lot of people won't believe this, I was as quiet as Sachi in high school. I'm glad that you like her so much. Then I think you'll get used to their quirks. To be honest, I haven't known them for long myself. I've never had plans for a weekend though, aside from our, anyway. I'm looking forward to going out with everyone. It's going to be great. Akemi came up with a good plan for this time, it seems. But yeah, let's let loose and have some fun. Okay, I'll try. Don't try to have fun, just, have fun. That's not what I meant. I have a lot of to worry about now. What do you mean? We're going to be hanging out with other people, so I don't want to look all shabby like this, with my clothes all tattered and stuff, since I'm your girlfriend now. I mean, I can't change my face, and I don't have any stylish clothes, but I can at least brush my hair and cover up my wounds. Well, yeah, that wouldn't hurt. I think I should take off the bandages on my head, too. Alright, senpai? Yes? Do you, want to touch my scar? Huh? I didn't think she'd ever bring that up again. I'm not really sure what to say. The one on my forehead. I mean, it doesn't hurt anymore, so it's fine if you want to touch it, do you? Girl, you got a weird fetish. Last time you let me, it was because you wanted to repay me. Is that what you're doing now? I'm still grateful of you, senpai, and I still want to repay you, but I'm your, girlfriend, so this time it's because I want to make you happy. Oh, well, thanks. That does make me happy. Well, if you have a scar fetish, Kisa in the comic is perfect for you. I know it's a weird thing to ask. You don't have to worry if you don't want to. Just forget it. No, I want to. The words came out of my mouth before I could stop myself. Okay. She seems to be set on it. I guess I can't get out of this. I know she wants to do something nice for me. But isn't this kind of strange? Not that I don't have any interest in touching her scars, but... Wait, are we doing this here? Aren't we on the way home from school? I guess we are in a street without anyone else around, but... this way, senpai. She takes me by the hand and leads me into a narrow alley between two buildings. Hey, can you take off my bandages, please? She leans her bag against a nearby wall and then looks at me expectantly. Moving her here hasn't really changed anything. It'll just be a lot stranger if anyone happens upon us. And anyone who walks past this alleyway will probably be able to see us. The space between Sachi and me suddenly seems almost solid, but I force myself to wade through just as she keeps her eyes focused on me. Alright, just a second. I can't help but hesitate a bit. At this moment, I steel myself, put my own bag down next to Sachi and her facer. Right, I have to take off her bandages first, I guess. I reach my hand toward Sachi's bandages and begin to unfasten them as Sachi tilts her head forward and closes her eyes. I only take off her bandages, but she suddenly looks completely vulnerable. I start to feel like I'm about to violate her somehow. What the fuck, man? I begin to unravel the bandages from her head, looping them around my hands so they won't fall to the floor. As I remove more and more of the wrapping, the gauze beneath it begins to show. Finally, I get the last of it off, and I discard what I've collected on top of our stuff. With the bandages off her head, Sachi opens her eyes and looks up at me. I look down to meet her eye as it gleams wetly from the faint light that penetrates the alley. That's a cute picture. Gazing at the upturned eye before me, I suddenly feel like I'm falling into it. The feeling is so intense, and I can't tear myself away from the black pit. Go ahead. Oh, they drew it over the hair. I was really fucking confused. That's not how we draw scars. No. This is how you make artists scream. She shuts her eyes again. Hold on, I'm going to show this to an artist. She shuts her eye again, closing what little distance is left between us, and she puts her hands on my chest and leans into me. Her touch takes me by surprise, but after a moment, I put my hand on her shoulder. I smooth over her messy hair with my free hand and brush her bangs away from her eyes. This is not how we draw. How do you fucking do that? That's weird. I feel her shoulder tense as I run my fingers over her hair. She must be nervous as I am. The scar was hidden beneath the bandages, so it was right. Okay, so if the scar is there, what the fuck is that line? Is there another eyeball? Oh, let that be what it is. The scar was hidden beneath the bandages, as on the right side of her head, just below her hairline. The outline of the wound has started to turn dark purple like bruise, but the wound itself is slanted cut, as all but closed up. The cut wasn't actually that big, but the dark outlines make it look worse than it is. I steady my hand over her temple and gently brush my finger over the wound, trying my best not to hurt her. As I slid my hand over her face, she let out a little breath. She'd been holding that strength, and the strength seems to drain out of her. I feel the weight of her slight body press on my chest as she leans in for more, but I keep my hand steady. I trace the wound, making sure to be even more careful than I was with the one on her hand. Again, it's the background and the words. The heart of this wound is rough, in contrast to the smoother edges, and my finger seems to keep coming back to it. Sachi suddenly seems completely exhausted. Her shoulders suddenly shudder beneath my hand. A hand over her wound freezes up. Sachi opens her eye and looks up at me again. Is that an eyebrow? What the fuck is that thing? Is it an eyebrow? Oh, this is bugging me as a former artist. I'm okay. And again, she seems to lose all her strength, all but collapsing into my arms. I start stroking the wound more, and after a little while, she begins to shudder whenever my finger makes contact with her skin. She's so cute. I'm just touching her wound, but it's starting to feel like I'm doing much more than that to her. Sachi, huddled in my arms, as she is, seems so drained. It's like she doesn't even have enough strength to stand up anymore, and I'm the only thing supporting her. Thanks for that. I think I'm satisfied. She came. Yeah, right. Really, I don't know what I might have done if we hadn't stopped. I wanted to stay like that so badly. Her pressed against me with my arms wrapped around her, but I had to end it. Oh, okay. Sachi seems reluctant to separate from me. She stares up at me longingly. Oh, I guess it is an eyebrow. That's fucking weird. Oh, that's that old anime thing about the hair, isn't it? For several moments, neither of us tear ourselves away from each other's gaze, but I force myself to break away. I gather our bags off the floor and hand Sachi over to her. Here you go. Oh, thank you. We exit the narrow alley with Sachi's bandage in tow and start heading home again. Senpai? Yeah? Did you, like it? Oh yeah, I did, thanks. You can touch it anytime you want, Senpai. Sure? I feel like I might lose my mind if this sort of thing keeps happening. I can't ask her to let me do it again. The two of us walk in silence, unsure of what to say to each other. I keep glancing at Sachi out of the corner of my eye, and eventually I catch her doing the same to me. When our gazes meet, we both remain silent, but Sachi smiles broadly, and I can't help but return the smile, though I feel really embarrassed and quickly look straight ahead. This silly incident repeats itself a few times before we finally arrive at Sachi's house. Well, see you tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. Just as we open the door to separate our ways, the front door of Sachi's house opens and we both turn toward it reflectively. Mayumi is standing there in the doorway, not looking at all surprised, and she walks briskly over to us. Welcome home, Sachi. Good afternoon, Mamoru-kan. Oh, hello, Mayumi-san. I stand there dazed. She spares me a quick glance before turning to Sachi. Sachi, I know you just got home, but I'd like you to do some shopping for me. Oh, yes, I'll go change my clothes. No need. I'd prefer if you do it right away. Here is a list with everything I need with some money. Just go to the convenience store. It should take 10 minutes or so, I think. Oh, okay. See you tomorrow, Senpai. Sachi, oblivious, takes the note Mayumi handed her and starts off, almost running toward the convenience store. What the hell? What's the point of having her do that? Oh, I know what she's doing. Mayumi didn't really look like she was in a hurry to get whatever it was she sent Sachi for. Come to think of it, why didn't she at least wait until I was gone to send Sachi out? I'll be going now. Sachi's gone shopping, so I don't see any reason to be here. Anyway, I guess I'll head home and... Wait a moment. If you would, Mamoru-kan, I'd like to talk to you. So that's where we're gonna leave it. So we'll find out about the little talk and the date next time. Thank you all for watching. Have a fantastic day, guys. Bye. Hey guys, welcome back to Love at First Sight. Wait a moment, if you would, Mamoru-kan. I'd like to talk to you. To me? Well, now I can't leave. What could she possibly want to talk to me about, though? Yes, to you. What for? Yesterday, Sachi came home looking like she had been crying her eye out. I'd like to know why, and I think you might be able to tell me. Crying? Sachi didn't tell you. Well, I hear quite a bit from her, you know. There's one thing I'd like to hear from you, though. Are you teasing her with all this? Having fun at her expense? What? No, I would never do... Really? Yes, I swear. I see. Well, if that's the truth, I'm glad to hear it, but I wonder, do you think you can take care of her? Well, yes, I do. What do you mean by that? I assume you know that Sachi and I do not have the best relationship. I think it might be irresponsible of me to ask this of you, but I'd like you to be someone she can rely on. Does that mean you're not willing to let her rely on you? No, I wasn't implying that. It's just that I don't think she's willing to do so any longer. Sachi is... You're saying that she doesn't want to be around you? That she doesn't trust you? Yes, that is more or less what she said. It's understandable, however. Yeah. Has Sachi told you about her mother, my sister? Yes, a bit. The two of us were inseparable as children. When she was on her deathbed, she begged me to take care of Sachi after she was gone, and so I adopted her child. Sachi said something like that as well. At the time, my line of thinking was that Sachi was the reason that my sister's husband had disappeared and that she had worked herself to death. None of that is Sachi's fault. In the back of my mind, I knew the girl was innocent, but I had just lost my beloved sister, and I had no one to blame but her, so I convinced myself that she was responsible. I never told her that I blamed her, but I'm sure she knew it, nonetheless, and she soon began to keep her head down, even in the house. After that, there was no conversations between us beyond the bare minimum. I behaved like a child. I tried to involve her in my life as little as possible, and she did the same to me. She had just lost her mother, but I was too caught up in my own grief, too selfish, to spare one kind word for her. Thinking back, it is truly shameful the way I behaved. But once she got into high school, she started coming home with numerous cuts and bruises. It was then that I realized I had neglected my beloved sister's final wish. I knew then that I had let her down. Go to therapy, you two. But if you realized that, why didn't you try to help her? I did try. I wanted to know what was happening to her, of course, but she only told me that she had fallen, that nothing had happened to her, and now it's too late for me to help her. No, it's not. But she changed, after she met you? Oh, but she changed, after she met you? Me. Yes, at first I was cautious of you, thinking that you might be one of the responsible for her injuries. I'm sorry that I was not more amiable than last time we met. Oh yeah, no problem. I guess that's why she was overbearing back then. She does seem less uptight compared to last time. Her stare was so icy then, totally different from the way she is now. Although I suppose she was ready to accuse me of hurting Sachi from the moment she met me. Ever since the day I first saw you in front of our house, that girl has been smiling more than ever before. She goes back to staring at the ground as soon as she notices me, of course. But still, when I gave her money on the day you two went out, she was the happiest I'd ever seen her. She even thanked me several times. I'd never seen her like that before, and it actually startled me. But her face at the time, delighted as she was nothing less than adorable. That was the first time she ever asked something of me as well. It made me quite happy, and all that is thanks to you. So, you don't hate Sachi then, I take it? I do not. I thought I did for a long time, however, and I'm paying for it now. If you're admitting all this to me now, why not tell that to Sachi? I'm not sure she'd be willing to listen even if I tried. I'm the source of many bitter memories for her, I think she'd listen. She is grateful to you for taking care of her. She just doesn't want to cause you any trouble. She told me that herself. But I don't know how I could possibly connect with her after everything I've done. Mayumi looks away from me, suddenly looking very troubled. She seems fixed on something, and I follow her line of sight to the street corner to see Sachi walking toward us, her head down once again. Looks like it's time to wrap things up. Mamoru-kun, please keep everything I've told you a secret from Sachi. Sachi feels guilty about being a burden on Mayumi, and Mayumi feels guilty about how she treated Sachi. But both of these issues have all but resolved themselves, haven't they? Somehow, even though Sachi has changed, Mayumi's attitude toward her has not. Or at least Mayumi hasn't let Sachi catch on that it has. And I think Mayumi wants to keep it that way for some reason. Now that I think about it, she must have sent Sachi shopping so she could talk to me alone. She made a list of things she didn't really need just so she could send Sachi away to buy them. Was she just waiting by the door for us to get here? If that's the case, she must have been planning to talk to me from the start. Mayumi-san, I think Sachi will tell you herself, but I was planning to take her out with some of my friends this weekend. Oh my, are you? I shouldn't have anything to worry about if they're your friends, right? Of course I'll let her go. Thank you. When I talked about it with her, she said she wished she had nicer clothing. She never asked you, of course, but I see. Mayumi-san, I got what you wanted, but Mamoru-senpai, you're still here? Sachi's hand the bag of things she bought to Mayumi. I was just having a little chat with your friend. That's all, Sachi. I've got some more shopping to do. Did I get everything you needed? Oh yes, thank you. There seems to be several items in the plastic bag. It looks like Mayumi had her buy a bag of candy, a few pens, and that sort of thing. Kind of a strange shopping list. She could have at least tried to make it a little more sensible. I need you to come along, so go change out of your uniform. Okay, where are we going? To buy you some clothes. I've got some other things to take care of as well. Now if you'll excuse me, if you excuse us, Mamoru-kun. Right. Clothes for me? Why? See you tomorrow, Mamoru-senpai? Yeah, see ya. The two of them hurried back into their house, leaving me alone. Time to go home. Maybe she's not quite as clever as I thought. Whatever, we cleared up the misunderstanding between us, and she doesn't seem like a bad person, so it'll be fine, probably. Up to one's eye. Saturday morning, and I ring Sachi's doorbell. Before long, I hear the soft footsteps before the door swings open. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, she's pretty. Good morning, Mamoru-senpai. Good morning, Sachi. Are those new clothes new? Yes. What do you think? You look good. They're really cute on you. That's not just me being nice. They really do make her look cute. I've never seen her dressed this way until now. It's a fresh look, to say the least. Along with her new clothes, she's wearing a bright smile that I'm sure the crawling girl on the stairs never would have worn. The whole ensemble seems to make her sparkle. Thank you. She looks a little embarrassed when she first appeared in the doorway, but after she heard what I thought of her, her face lit right up. Good morning, Mamoru-kun. I'm so mesmerized by Sachi that I didn't notice Mayumi step out of the house behind her, and her voice snaps me out of my daze with a jolt. Good morning. Take care of Sachi. Sachi, don't cause any trouble for Mamoru-kun. Right. Mayumi's gaze is icy as ever, her tone no friendlier than usual, and Sachi responds in the same panicked tone she always has when she talks to her aunt. Have a good time, you two. Thank you. How have things been with your aunt lately? Lately? Well, she doesn't act any different in the house. I guess I shouldn't have expected her to change her long habits overnight. But she did buy me these clothes. I thought she might want me just to get anything so we could go home, but she actually helped me pick these out. That's great. Or maybe she's just the type to express herself through her actions more than through her attitude. I was a little worried, but I should have had more faith in her, it seems. I knew you must have said something to her yesterday. You did, right? No, we were just standing around talking. That's a lie, of course, but Mayumi more or less begged me not to tell Sachi. They need to settle their differences on their own anyway. All I can do is watch. Oh, you were? But Aunt Mayumi didn't even tell me why she suddenly wanted to buy me new clothes. Did you ask her? Yeah, kind of. Ask her directly when you get a chance, and not just for this. You should be straightforward with her whenever you need something. If you ask her directly, I'm sure she'll answer you directly. Probably. I guess so. I'm sure she doesn't hate you. If she did, I doubt she would have bought you these clothes. Yeah, you're right. I'll have to thank her again for that. By the way, are you sure you're fine without a hood? Yeah, as long as I'm with you, I don't care who sees me. You really think these clothes suit me? Yeah, totally. You're really cute. I think the old me would have been embarrassed to say something like that out loud, but that's how I really feel, and if it makes Sachi smile, I'll say it over and over again. As long as you think so, I don't care what anyone else thinks. Pretty soon after, we arrive at the place where we're supposed to meet up with Akemi and Tomo, though it seems they beat us here. Hey, you guys are late. Sorry. Actually, we're about 10 minutes early. But we've been waiting here for so long. Akemi, being early isn't a bad thing, but don't get mad at them for being on time, seriously. Whose side are you on? We're here to meet them, so maybe they should get here a little earlier? Yeah, right. Early? You mean like an hour early? That's how early we are? Unfortunately, yes. But I wanted to meet Sachan so bad that I've been seeing her in my dreams. You can't blame me for the fucking creepy girl. And like I said, if you pressure the people around you into doing things, you're going to be left alone. Hey, Sachan, your outfit's really cute. Don't ignore me. Whatever. Shall we get going then? Yeah, does anyone object to walking? Nope. It's only like a 20-minute walk from here or something. Kind of a short distance to be taking the train for. Right, let's go. There's not enough room on the sidewalk for us all to walk side by side, so Akemi and Tomo walk in front while Sachi and I follow behind. Oh, I forgot Mamoru-senpai? Sachi looks up at me. Yeah? Can we hold hands? Yeah, sure. I hesitate because both Tomo and Akemi are here, but I guess that was more out of habit than anything. It's too late to hide my relationship with Sachi at this point. It's not like I can refuse her when she's staring at me with that big, beautiful, shining eye anyway. Sachi happily wraps her arm around mine. I don't think I've seen her fawn over me this much before. Well, then again, she's been pretty open with her affection lately. By the way, the place we're going to is... Aw, you guys look so cute! Akemi, looking back at us, seems almost upset as she says this. Sachi recoils from her outburst, suddenly embarrassed, and lowers her gaze, but she doesn't let go of my arm. Akemi's actually making me uncomfortable as well, but if Sachi's not letting go, I'm not gonna force her to. Tomo, I want to do that too. Hey, cut it out. It's hard to walk like this. Akemi, spirited as always, seizes Tomo's arm as he turns his head to glare at me. Hey, don't look at me. I didn't do anything. Get off. Aren't double dates just fantastic? It's a single date plus 2. That's cold, Tomo. Fine. Just don't hang on me. Like I said, it's hard to walk like that. They look like they're having fun. Sachi-chan, the only one having fun is Akemi, but you can take her off my hands if you want. But, I can't let go of Mamoru-senpai. You say that, but I think Tomo is the only one who actually strapped. Oh, shut up. You two aren't the ones in pain here. In pain? You've got a beautiful Akemi-chan wrapped around your arm. You should be more enthusiastic. Man, there's no point in arguing with you. Despite his protest, I can tell he's not entirely against Akemi's latching onto him like that. In fact, she seems to have him in the palm of her hand. Aww. Okay. Oh, hey. This is the place, right? We're finally here. The large plaza is dotted with various stalls, and there are a few people here and there doing kind of performances, one performance or another. There are more people here than I thought there would be, and I can hear instruments being played somewhere beyond the crowd. There must be a concert around here somewhere. I didn't realize how big this event was going to be. Akemi, what's this all for? I hope she has more of a plan than just wandering around aimlessly. We need to use our time more wisely than that. I only looked up where it was being held. I don't know any more than you do. Jeez, Akemi, you didn't even find out why this is all here in the first place? It says something about a cult. Oh shit. We can find out while we're here, can't we? Looks to me like it's just one big traditional style festival. It seems like it'll be a lot of fun. Akemi has already let go of Tomo's arm, but Sachi doesn't look like she wants to detach herself from mine. Well, why don't we walk around and see what's here? Yeah! Don't yell so loud. You're no fun. After a while, something stops Akemi in her tracks. Look, they're selling crepes. Wow, they are. I want one. Sachan, do you want one too? You like sweet things, right? Crepes, Sachan, crepes. I've never had one before, but I do like sweet things. Yeah, see? Sachan wants one too. Akemi turns toward Tomo with a hungry smile. Go get your crepes. There's a pretty big line. Go stand in line. Stand in line for us? No. What? You didn't even think about it. Why do I have to be the one to do it? I'm not the one who wants one. Don't worry, here's some cash. Buy something I like, okay? You don't have to force me. You can't force me to. You know what I like, right? Somehow, yes, I do. Maybe I should buy you something you won't like. Aw, don't be that way. Sa-chan, what do you want? I'll pay for you. Oh, no, it's okay. I can pay for myself. It's fine, Sa-chan. It's fine. This is like your welcoming party after all. But... Go for it. Why not? Well, thank you for your generosity. So what do you want? Take a look at the menu here. Whatever's cheapest, please. It all looks good. The cheapest? Boring. I told you I don't mind, Sa-chan. Tomo-kun, get something nice for her, okay? Roger that. So get the cheapest thing for Akemi and use the rest to get the most extravagant thing I can afford for Sachi-chan. Hey, wait a minute. It's still my money. Mamoru, you want anything? Nah, I'm good, thanks. You guys go get drinks while I'm doing this. I'm gonna be thirsty by the time I get all this, and I don't want to wait in line again. Fair enough. Okay, we'll go buy something to drink and meet you back here. Get me a tea or something. Roger Dodger. We watch Tomo as he gets in line for the crepe stand before heading off ourselves to find drinks. Oh, there's a vending machine over here. Yeah, there sure is. Is that alright? Is that alright? Yep. We get our drinks and find a bench in view of the crepe stand. Tomo is still not here yet. Hey, Sa-chan? Yes? Are you having fun? Yes, a lot of fun. Are you? Yay, good! You seem like you're mostly gotten comfortable with them. Yes, I have. At first, I wasn't sure what to do or how to act, but I've had a lot of fun just hanging out with you all. You don't have to be so polite around us. You gotta cut loose a little more. I'm trying to be more relaxed, but... Really? Should be more like me, bursting with energy. I'm not sure I can be like you, Akemi-san. Senpai. Don't worry. Don't try to turn her into you. Normal people don't burst. Hey, I got your crepes. Before I know it, Tomo is standing in front of us with 2 crepes. Aw, thank you! Here's your change, too, and this one's for you, Sachi. I thought he was joking before, but what he brought back for Sachi could easily feed 2 people. Thank you very much. Don't mention it. Tomo hands Sachi her crepe, but once it's in her hands, all she does is stare at it in awe. She turns toward Akemi and Tomo, suddenly looking very serious. Tomoyori-senpai? Akemi-senpai? Thank you both very much for today. I told you there's no need to be so formal about it, silly. Yeah, especially since Akemi's been going crazy and dragging us all over the place. This doesn't have to be a one-time thing, though, you know? Do you want to hang out again sometime? Yes, thank you. By the way, you should probably eat your crepe. Yeah, you're right. It looks so good. The 2 start eating their crepes. Akemi stuffs hers in her face to the point where her cheeks are puffing out, while Sachi eats hers in tiny little nibbles. Those two could not be more different. How is it? Good? Yeah, delicious. Her smile is sweet as the crepe she's eating, and I'm grateful to Tomo and Akemi for setting this all up. Hey, don't eat so greedily. You're going to push all the filling out of the bottom. And don't talk with your mouth full. Ah, crap, it's C. Kemi's last bite seems to have made the chocolate sauce start oozing out of the crust. I told you, Akemi. Oh no! She gulps down another part of the crepe, but it only pushes more chocolate sauce out onto her hand, which of course begins to drip all over the place. At least she manages to avoid getting it on her clothes. Finally, she swallows. Aw, man. Anyone know where I can wash my hands? Tomo-kun, help me out. Alright. Just keep those hands away from me. I'll be back soon, guys. Okay, bye. Sachi and I watch them as they go find somewhere else to clean up. Their chocolate situation is getting steadily worse. Those two sure are lively. Yeah, but Akemi-senpai does make life exciting, right? Yeah, things are rarely boring with her around. Tomori-senpai is a really nice person, even if he says mean things sometimes. That's just how he is. Akemi really got a hold on him. They're a good match for each other. No kidding, they're great though, aren't they? They are. You know, I haven't known them for long, but I can tell you guys will become close friends in no time. Hey, I've been hearing some rumors about the Sadakawa been doing to you. It doesn't sound good at all. You never told Mayumi-san or anyone else because you didn't want to cause trouble for them, right? Sachi doesn't reply, but she isn't denying it, so I'm pretty sure I hit the nail on the head. Like I said this morning, I think even Mayumi-kun will listen to what you have to say. All of us around you, we're all your allies. So Sachi, if you think you need to, I just never want to see you hurt again. I never asked for help from anyone. I never fought back against Sadakawa. It's like you said before. I don't want to trouble anyone if I can avoid it. I see. But it's not just that. I never stood up for myself because I didn't have the courage to do so. I didn't have the courage to do anything. If I was brave, I might be able to fight back against Sadakawa-san. I might be able to tell her off. Well, sorry, I'm still kind of sick. Well, when push comes to shove, I'll be there for you. You can't be worried about causing other people trouble in times like this, both for your sake and for the sake of those who care for you, and you're stronger than you realize, Sachi. Maybe. Definitely, but it's a decision that you have to make. I understand. The next time Sadakawa-san tries to do something, I'll tell her to stop. Good. And if things get bad, it's okay to ask people around you for help. Okay? Doesn't sound like her heart is in it. You really can't push her. Sorry for bringing that up so suddenly. It's probably not something we should talk about right now. Today's supposed to be a day where we can have fun together and forget our troubles. Hey, if you don't eat your crepe, you're going to end up like Akemi. Alright. With that, she starts to eat the crepe in her hand once more. I hope it can help Sachi take her mind off Sadakawa. It looks good. Are you enjoying it? Yeah, I don't really get to eat this sort of thing at all. It's probably the best thing I've ever tasted. I guess I should have asked Tomo to get me one too. Oh, well then, do you want a bite? Huh, but... Here. Sachi holds the crepe up to my mouth. I'm all too conscious of the fact that Sachi had her own mouth all over it. Maybe she's trying to pay me back for when I shared my lunch with her that one time. Sachi stares at me expectantly, her hand unmoving. Well, okay. I take a bite of the crepe before me. Is it good? Yeah. I have no idea what's in this thing, but it's incredibly sweet. So sweet. Geez, you two, doing something so sweet like that while we're gone? Startled, I jerk my head around to see Akemi and Tomo have returned. They totally just saw that, didn't they? Suddenly, my face feels like it's on fire, and I look over to see Sachi, with her cheeks have also gone red, but she seems almost happy about it somehow. That's so cute, Tomo. I want us to do that too. We can't. We already devoured your crepe, didn't we? Didn't you? Let's buy another then. I refuse. Suddenly a great boom comes out of nowhere, and all four of us jump in surprise. What the heck was that? I look toward the direction of the sound, but the crowd makes it impossible to locate its source. What indeed? Maybe it's part of one of the performances we saw? Yeah, right. We saw a lot of people doing shows and stuff on our way in. Let's go over there and try to find out. Oh yeah, well then, let's go, Sachi. Are you done with your crepe? Yeah, just one more bite. It seems like the rest of the day is going to be a lot of fun. I'll try to make it as fun for Sachi as I can. I like it when she smiles so much. Loading, loading, loading. Alright, so since that is the final act, we have one more video to do. So guys, I will see you for the final act of Love at First Sight. Welcome back to Love at First Sight. We're doing the final act. My eyes on you, and your eye on me. Rue sighed. I'm seriously in a bad mood. I want to hit something. I'm in class, but I'm so pissed I can't concentrate on what's being taught. Last weekend they said there was some kind of event going on, so I went into town to check it out. What I saw there really disgusted me. I saw another group of students from school there. I'm not saying I hate them just because they're from my school, though. What disgusted me was that they were with one of my classmates, Usue Sachi. So yeah, I'm gonna give her the higher pitch voice, but not until she actually talks. Of course, I couldn't start something there in the crowd of people, so I just beat the crap out of a trash can and went home. I hate those guys. That girl with only one eye, well, she looks fun to kick around, but I don't hate her because of how she looks or anything. I hate her because she's a spineless insect. Even if I insult her, she never gets mad. Even if I grab her leg and trip her up, she never tries to fight back. She never complains, how she never even glares at me as she scurries away. The way I see it, there's no reason for me to stop anytime soon. She'll never ask anyone for help. She'll never even even have friends who could help her. I hate her, but I love how she trembles when I hurt her. That's why she always be my punching bag. But lately, something's been getting between me and my punching bag. There's been a second-year guy who I think only transferred in a few months ago, and he's been sticking his nose where it doesn't belong. I doubt the weakling just asked for help for some upperclassmen she doesn't even know. I bet he's just helping her because it makes him feel good about himself. It lets him feel like he's better than someone. But I don't care how much he needs to use her as his pathetic confidence booster. She doesn't do anything to deserve that, the coward. She just got lucky. This weekend, she was with the second-year guy who and two others I can read. She looked so happy and it made me sick. I've seen the other two she was with before. I especially remember that Akemi girl. In middle school, she came up to preach to me about how I was so mean or some crap, that stupid white knight attitude. As soon as I found out she was in the high school I was going to, I waited to see if she'd come at me again, but she never did. I doubt she wants anything to do with me after what I did to her. But now I feel like she spit in my face. I'm running out of patience. Finally, the bell rings and school is over. Sachi's going to try and be the first one out of classroom again, but today I'm not going to let her get away. I reach the doorway before her and stop her from leaving. Hey! Yes? Come here, I want to talk to you. I grab her arm before she can say anything and drag her out of the classroom. That hurts. I would normally start using her as my punching bag right then and there, but this time I need to find somewhere we won't be disturbed. School's over and the only students on the stairway are those going to their club activities. I drag her up to the door that leads to the roof and pin her there. Stop it. Please? Did that little bitch just try to talk back to me? What the hell did you just say to me? I said, Any resistance she wanted to show me leaks out of her and she shuts her mouth. Her white knight friends must have been trying to get her to stand up to me. I don't like that, and I let her know by driving my fist into her stomach several times. Ugh! This time all she does is take it. So much for standing up to me. See? She'll never change. I shove her and she tumbles backwards. As she comes tumbling down, something falls out of her pocket and hits the ground with a clatter that echoes on the stairway. Looks like her cell phone. She's got a new strap on it, and I've never seen before. I pick it up with my left hand before she can move to smash it against the ground. No. She stares at her phone like a retard. But her eye is suddenly on me and it's full of rage. I never seen such a piercing, angry glare. It stops me before I can throw her phone. Her freakish eyeball is only making it worse, and that eye seems to be brimming with courage. I never seen her in it like this before. Leave me alone already. She jumps back to her feet, and I can tell she's not going to back down this time. And give me back my phone. She's yelling now, and I'm surprised to hear her raise her voice at me that I stand there stupidly for a few seconds. And then the phone in my hand starts ringing. Please call and give it to me. Like hell, I'm gonna just let her have it. Give it back now. But she doesn't wait for me and move. She doesn't wait for me to move and, marching up to me, tries to snatch the phone out of my hand. No, you don't. I shake her off and aim to punch her face. And she tries to block it. I never seen her fight back or try to protect herself like this before. She's not a fighter, though. She's no fighter, though, so even if this newfound energy, she can't stop me from driving my fist into her face. But even though my blows connect, she stands her ground, barely letting out a sound and regaining her balance right away. Before I can pull my hand back, she grabs onto my wrist. Give it back. Once again, she reaches for the phone in my left hand. Now that she's holding onto my right hand, I can't hit her as easily. I push into her shoulder with my arm with the arm she latched onto and kick her left leg out from under her. She's already leaning forward and reaching for her phone, so this is easy throwing her off balance. Reflectively, I push on her again and throw her onto the floor behind me, and I turn to follow and throw up another punch. Or I try to. Oh shit! We're on the stairway, there's no floor behind me. I had to send her flying with more force than I meant to use. Everything seems to slow down as she flies down the steps toward the landing below her. You, what? Your side. Wait, Sachi's not here yet? I thought you went to find her. I arrived at the shoe rack at the exit of the school building to find Tomoe and Kemi waiting there. Today, like always, I went straight to the first-year classroom to meet Sachi. I couldn't find any trace of her, though. Thinking I might have missed her, I headed here. Maybe you just didn't notice her in the crowd? No way. She would have said something to me. We've never missed going home together. I don't think she went home early either. Hang on a second. Kemi runs up the passing student and asks her something. Someone she knows? Well, yeah, but you've seen that girl before, haven't you? Kemi's asking her about Sachi-chan. Now that he mentions it, I think I do. I sometimes see her when I go meet Sachi at her classroom. Actually, she's in the same class, isn't she? Man, Kemi really does have a big network of friends. Whatever the student is telling her, Kemi suddenly looks very worried and she runs back to us. Maikon! She said that after school, Sachi-chan left the classroom with Rei-chan. With Sadakawa? Where did they go? That much I don't know. I've got to find her. Hey, Mamoru. Jeez, well, I guess it would be more efficient if we split up. Mamoru will probably be going to the upper floors, so Akemi, you check the first floor. I'll search around outside the building. Gotcha. Until now, Sadakawa's never actually tried to take Sachi anywhere, or at least Sachi's never told me if she has. I've got a bad feeling about this. I climb the stairs as quickly as I can. Wait, what am I doing? I should try calling her before I search blindly. I take out my phone while I'm running up the stairs and call Sachi. Of course, until she actually picks up, I can't do anything but search blindly. I pass the second floor by. Those are our classrooms, and if Sadakawa is going to take Sachi anywhere, it's not going to be anywhere near us. If she took Sachi outside the school, She would have had to get past Tomo and Akemi since they were waiting at the shoe rack. First floor has too much traffic going through it, so she wouldn't go there either. Given all that, it's very possible she should Sachi up to the 3rd floor. Finally, I arrive at the top of the stairs on the 3rd floor, but now what? I haven't been able to get any clues that might point to where they've gone so far. Sachi hasn't answered her phone, but it must still be ringing. I rest at the 3rd floor landing, trying to figure out what to do next. I hear the ringing coming from nearby. It's gotta be Sachi's. They must be close. It's coming from somewhere above me. I immediately think of the stairway leading up to the roof where Sachi and I ate lunch together not so long ago. Give it back. I hear a voice cry out from the same direction. It's definitely Sachi. I sprint up the stairway. The moment I turn on the midway landing between the 2 floors, I see Sachi fly down the stairs in front of me, and behind her Sadakawa, arm outstretched. Watch out! I jump up the stairway, my body operating on instinct at this point. Sachi! My mind goes blank as my body drives forward, just barely managing to get my arms between Sachi and the floor, and the force of her fall brings us both down. It's not what it might be considered a graceful catch, but at least I stopped her from hitting her head. Sachi, are you okay? I get a hold of myself and manage to stand up before helping Sachi to her feet. Senpai, you came for me. Are you hurt? I hit my knee, but I think I'll be fine otherwise. I guess I couldn't completely protect her. She grimaces as she lets go of me and tries to stand on her own. As I look her over and check for other injuries, the first thing I notice is a bruise on her face that she didn't have when we met for lunch today. It doesn't look too bad though, so we can deal with that later. Okay, well, right now I think we need to get you to the school nurse. Senpai, are you okay? Yeah, don't worry about me. I couldn't completely support her when I caught her, and her weight brought my arm down to a bang against the floor. That of course hurt like hell. But I can't show any weakness right now. I'm not screaming in pain at least, so there's probably no permanent damage anyway. Hey, Sadakawa! I locked my pain down and turned to face Sadakawa, who's still standing at the top of the stairs. If I hadn't been there, Sachi probably would have gotten seriously injured or worse. Like I care, it was an accident anyway. She looks away from me as she says it. When Sachi was falling, it did look like Sadakawa tried to reach out for her, so she probably isn't lying about that. But that doesn't make her any less responsible. And I'm sure she's also responsible for that new mark on Sachi's face. Stop bullying Sachi. Yeah, why should I listen to you? Because you almost got her killed just now. What do you think will happen to you if I tell a teacher or your parents what you did? Yeah, if you don't leave me alone, I'll make sure everyone knows what you're doing. Sachi doesn't retreat behind me. She just stands her ground, looking at Sadakawa in the eye. Are you threatening me? You got some nerve. Sadakawa walks down several steps, advancing towards Sachi menacingly. I just want you to stop doing this. Sachi doesn't back away as Sadakawa approaches. I can't stop. I can't stand weaklings like you, and I refuse to let someone as pathetic as you do as you please. Then I'll tell. But I won't let you snitch on me. If you do, there'll be more trouble. What are you saying? I'm going to disappear. Huh? I'm saying I'm gonna leave this school. It's not like I have any friends here, and I can't mess with you anymore, so there's no point in me being here. I'll transfer to a different school. My parents don't give a shit anyway. You don't have to go that far. Shut up! I can't even stand to be around you anymore, and I can't let you snitch on me. So I'm leaving, got it? Sadakawa presses Sachi's phone into her hand before handing down the stairs. We watch her go and keep staring at the stairwell. Even after she's gone, both of us completely dumbfounded by what just happened. After a while, Tomo and Akemi appear on the stairs in place of Sadakawa. So, Mamoru, Sachi-chan, are you guys alright? We just passed Rui-chan on the stairs. Was she here? Yeah, she was. I don't really know what just happened, to be honest, but she said she's gonna stop bullying Sachi. She also said that she hated her and was going to change schools. Wait, Rui-chan said that? Yeah, I don't know if she's serious or not. There's no way that's going to happen. Why not? Didn't Sadakawa say she was going to change schools in the middle of school as well, Akemi? It was for similar reasons too, I think. What the hell? I'm gonna go talk to her. Akemi rushes down the stairs, and we can hear her stomping down the hallway even after she steps out of sight. Hey, Akemi. That girl. Tomo follows her down the stairs. Will Akemi-senpai be okay? Tomo's the one I'm worried about. Well, whatever. Sadakawa said she was going to transfer to another school, but I wonder if it really is that easy, you know? At least I can do more than just cry now. Yeah, you stood up to her. I was amazed, honestly. You're completely different from when we first met. It's all thanks to you, senpai. You're giving me too much credit. In the end, you're the one who stood up to her, not me. Even so, thanks for everything you've done, for helping me change, for finding me. Hey, you know, this is where we first met, isn't it? We haven't come back here in a long time, have we? Yeah, lately we've been having lunch on the second floor with Akemi and Tomo. I really am grateful to you, senpai. She has changed. She hasn't been stuttering nearly as much as when we first met, and she smiles a lot more as well. And when we talk, she looks right at me instead of, well, anywhere else. But that eye of hers never changed. It stayed bright and shining this whole time. I can't get it out of my mind. We stand there in silence for a while. I gaze into her eye and she gazes into mine. Hey, yes? You know, even if she doesn't leave the school, I don't think she'll be hurting you anymore. I think you're right. I'm not the weakling she thought I was anymore. And when push comes to shove, you really were there for me, senpai. You saved me. I guess that means your wounds are finally going to heal? Yeah, I guess so. Do you want to touch them? While I still have them, I mean? Sure. Girl, you got a weird fetish. Okay. Sachi closes her eyes and presses her body into mine, just like last time. Maybe it's selfish of me, but I've been waiting for this. I put my hand over her shoulder, just like last time. But this time, I don't put my hand on the scar on her brow. Instead, while her eyes are still closed, while she's so vulnerable, I put my free hand under her chin and lift her head up before putting my lips to hers. I let her lips touch for a moment, just enough for Sachi to feel it. Then she rears back a little, blinking at me in astonishment. That was unfair, you know. Yeah, I know. Sorry. Do it again. Do it right this time. Now we're even. I think her eye has caught me in its spell, and I couldn't refuse her even if I wanted to. I take her by the shoulder again as we slowly come together, her eye is opening this time. Just as I feel myself being drawn into her eye, I feel her body close to me. Aw. Is that the end? That's it. So yeah, that was a very cute one. Thank you to the person that suggested this. So, I will now be doing full-time Snoot Snoot game. So thank you guys. Don't forget to check out my other series, including Cut to the Core, and I'll be doing Rain Code very soon. If you guys watch the Twitch, you're seeing it early. Thank you guys so much. If you enjoyed this series, how about giving it some love? And become a member here on YouTube. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to check out my second channel, Sinfully Pure. And I'll see you all next time. Once again, let's enjoy the credits. It is cute. So I'm not going to do the... there's apparently a third game by this developer. I've been told about it. I don't think I'll be doing it. Oop! Sorry about that, guys. Alright, so let's check out the extras really quick. So all the cinematics. Jukebox. Gallery. Yep, we got all the events. Can you actually see what... Alright, so that's just... Whoop, I didn't mean to do that. kind of get to see all the outfits, which is neat. So there's no other paths to the game. Ah, I did it again. Alright, guys, so let's see. I will see you guys next time. Seriously. Bye, guys.